speak louder into the camera.
Yeah. What is saying? Started.
Yeah.
All right. First and foremost, we're gonna say all praises be to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. And shalom to the sincere, you know what I mean, elect teaching the truth, faith, and sincerity. And you know what? First, scripture we can start off is with Ecclesiastes 3.
Mhm.
So everything there being a time and season. Because of course, I, 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 I mean, it's been a conversation since Trump's so-called been in office, but obviously in recent weeks, there's more information coming out on, these benefits being cut, these SNAP benefits and stuff, food stamps and all that kind of stuff has long been spoken of. And, these, this past week, man, you've been seeing a lot of videos of these Jakes talking about, if I don't, like basically Monday, like I'm going straight into the store and I'm taking anything I want, basically. And people basically showing their mindset of, you know what, if push comes to shove,
yeah, we're gonna do
I
it.
need to protect, feed my family, then that's what I'm gonna do.
On like Donkey Kong.
You know?
But two things there. I remember watching the video that Apostle Tahar did, right, on the subject. One of the things that I found absolutely fascinating was basically going in. There was the clip of the Eve. She was like, the taxpayer's supposed to help me look after these kids. I was just there like, no, they ain't. Right now, when you look in ancient Israel, yeah, there was a support system and stuff like that. But it just really goes to show that one, right, people in America have lived a very comfortable life for so long, right? This idea that the state is just gonna come in, right? He got you into a trap, and now he's basically taking those things away.
And that's right where he wants you, man.
Exactly. Vulnerable.
It's basically
dependent.
It's basically you know what happened back in ancient Egypt with the 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty, where everyone gave up their rights essentially.
Yeah.
Which is what's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Because guess what? When these benefits and stuff get cut, right? Because the major people affected is women. Men are affected, but men push comes to stuff. Even if you're the most on so-called masculine man, men become grunts and try and fuck it out, work it out.
Yeah, they work it out, man.
You know what I mean? Men, if they ain't got no problem with just eating like a couple sardines and rice and making it work.
That's it. Oh, a worst case, man. They know, look, man, I'll just get my tent.
Yeah, tent. You know what I mean? But hey, man, more plagues and more mourning is coming to you people, man.
That's right.
You know? But guess what? The Lord's gonna protect his elect. Right?
Ecclesiastes 3 from the top. So to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Yeah.
A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
Yeah, man. And it's like, hey, this kingdom over here, man, this wicked realm, this wicked rulership of Esau, right? Is being plucked up first spiritually, through this word and through this truth, man. About everything about E is just being exposed, man.
That's right.
He's fully being manifested to the earth as being the wicked now. Like now, it's no conspiracy no more.
Yeah.
Before things are like, oh, you talk about, the deep state and all this. Now it's like, nah, you know what? It's true. Like, wicked people do rule this place, and the face of it is a so-called white man who seeks God back to Esau.
Yeah, right. I mean, right now, this is the thing. It's like the way he does it. He's what is it? He's teasing at the moment. This going back to who he really is. But the reason why I say teasing, because right now he's just making it seem like, oh no, it's just the Republicans among us, right? They're the far right among us that are the devil, right? That's how they're teasing it out. But really, all of them want to show their true horns, man. Right? They really want to come out and just be like, look, man, we were all the same. We've never changed. We've always been this way, right? Because that's what the scripture says. Jeremiah 13. Right? Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may you do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Yeah. Like even a quick kind of headline. It says at least 25 states plan to cut off food aid benefits in November. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
And
That's a lot of people that ain't eating.
yeah. Now it's funny. The face of benefits is so-called, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but really more like by volume and percentage, more so-called white people are on benefits than Jake because they so-called outnumber us, right? You know what I mean? It, even over here, like in the UK. So even that ties into the whole like Egyptian versus Egyptian, right? Because bro, once a man is hungry and can't feed their children, people gonna lose their shit, man. So that's all part of the plagues upon Babylon. But as well, that all ties into Esau's plans and agenda of you just trusting him, because eventually that's all going to play a part to lead to the mark of the beast, man, which is the RFID implantable chip. Because I guarantee you, because a lot of the people that ain't gonna have their benefits or whatever, if you say to them get chipped, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So let's get into the scriptures, bro.
Yeah, so if I could just get this information, I just asked the robot, said how many Edomites, right, receive SNAP benefits, right? So in fiscal year 2024, this is officially speaking, so 41.7 million people in the US received SNAP benefits, right, on average, right, which that's a lot of people, right? That if we're saying 25 states, roughly half of the states, right, that's basically saying a whole load of people ain't about to start eating. Rather about to start eating, right? It says of SNAP adult recipients in 2020, right, 45%, roughly 45% were quote non-Hispanic white. It says using those proportions, roughly about 15 to 20 million so-called Edomite, so-called white people, which we know in the Bible as Edomites, be receiving that SNAP benefits, man. Once again, that's just officially speaking. What the real numbers
really
are.
more than that,
Yeah, as we're saying, just officially speaking.
So hey, time's about to get hard, man.
Yep.
Times are like already hard, but it's gonna be like on another level.
That's it.
Plus as well, man, these people are gonna lose their shits, bro. Because as well, especially Jake, man, a lot of these people on these benefits ain't even like they're like eating like lean beef and veggies or whatever. They're fucking eating these foods with high fructose corn syrup.
The rage foods.
They're having them Captain Crunches and all that.
Yep.
Which is high fructose corn syrup. Which that high fructose corn syrup is actually linked to like rage and people losing their minds and stuff. There's actually studies on that. So when these people don't have their food, man, them demons are going to be popping off, man.
That's right.
How many times have you seen them videos of them in like a McDonald's and there's no more butter sauce and they fucking smashing the damn counter and shit. So Babylon is gonna, people are gonna be seeing stuff.
And let's not forget, America's already full of people on psych meds, man.
On psych meds, yeah.
So it's gonna get techie.
Yeah, go on.
Verse Ecclesiastes 3:3, the time to kill and the time to heal, the time to break down and the time to build up, the time to weep and the time to laugh, the time to mourn and the time to dance, the time to cast away stones.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of weeping out here, man. Especially you proud women, man.
Yeah.
Because I see the title of a brother's video yesterday. I didn't watch it though. The brother was like what did he title it? Beans, box for beans. You know what I mean? Because that's what's gonna happen out here, man. For real, that's what's gonna happen. Because they say it like prostitution is one of the oldest jobs because I mean, like a lot of prostitutes are not what we see now like in the West of just having a webcam
Yeah.
to get a Gucci purse. Like
True.
some ladies were prostitutes because
True.
of life circumstances. Like they may have been banished from their family or
Yeah.
like homeless, whatever, and they need to get by selling that box to buy the beans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
So,
real.
so that's what's about to come out here, man.
Yeah. Things are returned back to their nature, man.
That's it.
And that's what we're seeing happening in the world.
Yeah, right.
Verse 5, it says, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
Yeah.
A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
Yeah, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing it. And it's like, we're not trying to like, you know what I mean, embrace this world and this kingdom, man. You know, we know, you know what I mean, our home is not here.
Mm.
So when these plagues are happening onto the world and to these cities, though we may be affected by the changes coming, we still know that it's happening for a good cause, and the Lord's gonna take care of us if whoever's elected.
And that idea of a good cause is what's gonna help keep us stable in these days, man. Right? The fact that we know that there's something better, right? That is gonna really help, right? Because this is it. You have people in this world that understand this ain't right. And the things every now and then you'll meet them, you'll be chatting to them, and they'll be like, they you can tell in their spirit, they're like, something needs to give. This what we have at the moment, it ain't working, it ain't right. However, they don't see anything else. They don't, when you then go and say to them, actually, well, this place is going to be destroyed. They're like, yo, but that's what the scripture says: where there is no vision, the people perish.
That's it.
You know.
Get Bible Charles 2nd 15.
Yeah.
Bro, because food is not, bro. You see, like, you know, it's funny. See, this is why it's like this time is gonna be a time of trouble that has never been, because especially these cities, these major cities, like people are so accustomed to having many food options, and 10 different styles of butter chicken, you know what I mean, and Snickers and Captain Crunch and all these comforts that they've had, they're gonna go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like like these poorer countries, right? Or they call it the global South countries.
Yeah.
So that's like the Caribbean, Asia, and all these other places, right? Like they have an understanding of knowing how to fast, maybe eating one meal a day.
Yeah.
These people though are accustomed to having six meals a day and snacks in between.
Yeah. It's something like, I remember the first time I went to go like see my mum in the country where I was born. Yeah, one of the things that shocked me, bro, I'm gonna be real with you, was the lack of meat, bro. These obviously if you're respectful, someone's just made you food and that, right? It's a little, a few like 2 or 3 cubes of beef, and it's they're like, yo, I'm a grown man. It's what I'm saying? But saying all that, say it's like that's how the rest of the world lives.
Yeah.
America, obviously there's a lot to do with its landscape and stuff, which means that meat is, comparatively cheaper.
Yeah.
But even just like that notion of we eat a lot of meat.
Well, but even just labor in making food. Like I'm sure this brothers know. Back home, right? When let's say you're just you don't know us brothers would go to Nando's and get a half chicken. But back home, if you're preparing a chicken from
clocking that
from
morning.
being alive,
Yeah.
from being alive to your plate, it's a couple hours. Am I lying, bro?
It's true.
Like it gets, they take off the head, they drain the blood, then they get the hot water and dip it in to pluck off the feathers, and then you have to physically pluck off the feathers, skin it, and put it back on the fire to burn the little feathers. obviously it's gut.
Yeah.
So from a live chicken to your
And that,
plate,
that including, I mean, chasing the chicken as well.
yeah, chasing the chicken, and then no, for real.
That's true, man.
No, it's true.
No, I know.
That's
This
true.
is hilarious.
So when
Yeah,
they
You don't
outside,
think about
Yeah.
that. You don't think
to
about
actually chase the chicken.
it. Yeah.
So
Because that chicken knows what I'm
Exactly. But the point I'm making is those poorer countries, they know that notion.
Yeah.
These people are just accustomed to their app on their phone and the food comes
The
in
food
10
arrives,
minutes.
yeah.
So what are they gonna do when the benefits are gone and the food shortages are worse?
That's it.
So let's read the scriptures.
Yeah. So this is 2nd Ezra 15 from the top.
Let's quick one more speak.
so
So 2nd Ezra 15 and 1 says, Behold, speak down the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I'll put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Yeah, cause them to be written in paper because they're faithful and true. You know? And you know, people like to act like the Bible is not real. You know, that the Bible is just it's a book. But it's getting more real day by day. Because everything that the Bible says is gonna happen is happening, bro. Food shortages, job cuts, job losses. Like, I mean, it's something that we always speak about. The job market at the moment is barren, bro. It's like right now, man, even if you just, it don't matter what job you're working, just the fact you have a job now is like, it's really a blessing, bro. You know what I mean? No matter the bullshit you go through, that's how like scarce things are out here. Like nowadays, it's like the housing market too.
Yeah.
You know, a person might go and do a normal house viewing, and it's like 90 people are viewing to rent a standard room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
there's no house anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Just a room, isn't it?
Yeah, rooms. You know, go ahead, bro.
Yep. Goes on to say, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Verse 3, fear not the imagination. Incredulity means disbelief of them troubled.
Yeah, like well, yeah. So I mean, how long have I mean our apostles said that the benefits and food stamps and stuff is gonna be cut off. That's something they've been saying for decades. That how one day your benefits, all your comforts that you got is gonna be cut off. And now we're seeing that. We're actually seeing the benefits and shit become up because for a lot of these scoffers, man, which don't get me wrong, man, if you're on a benefit and you can make it work to your benefit, fair enough. You know what I mean? That's something our apostles have always said. Look, man, if you can play the system, go play the system. But the point is, though, these people, see, if you got a brother that gets the benefits or whatever, we know, like, look, this shit is temporary. These people see a future of I can sustain my life.
I don't need to go.
Basically, on the system.
I don't need to go.
Oh yeah. That demon.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But these people believe that the government is just always going to help them out, which is going to lead them to being chipped, man. Yep, but
This is the book of Isaiah.
that damn demon.
But the one himself from one, he say, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariot because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong.
Yeah, so you know, where FEMA at? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They have their hope and trust in just the system, that the system is always gonna be there. That there's the safety nets that they think they have is always gonna be there. But not knowing that them safety nets are gonna be pulled away, and if it's seen to be brought back to you, it's gonna come back you know over the chip. And if you get that chip, you're gonna be dipped in the nuclear fire, man. Right? Go ahead.
As it goes on to say, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Yeah, see, so they trust in this system, but they don't look on the Lord. You see, I'm sure there's so many people that have seen the videos and scoffed, talking shit at home, eating their Captain Crunch and uh, Kool-Aid, and guess what? They're panicking
Yeah.
because you know what? I'm pretty sure. I actually did see a clip on it that certain stores people have started like stealing. People started looting already.
Yeah.
Like people started just taking. Like, look, I'm taking it.
Which ultimately, that's what he wants anyway.
Yeah.
This is the thing, man. This man's a multifaceted devil, man. So that's why the scripture says his heart is deep,
Layers to his shit.
multifaceted.
Yeah, no.
Multi-layered.
No, that's
Okay,
it's the same
yeah.
meaning.
You know, he what do you call it? He attacks things from different angles. Yeah, he's destroying.
Yeah, it means having the many sides
Can.
having the different features.
The order, yeah. You know, he be putting this thing together, right? On the one hand, you're just looking at it people are looting as a result of not having the snap. But it's like, no, he wanted them to loot because they didn't have the snap, so that he can then come down from this angle, being like, whoa, you lot are looting.
But it's interesting you say that, because what's the narrative that they've been pushing recently? The whole migrants in Babylon, so they need the task force, ICE. But what we've been also seeing is there's videos of like certain actual Jakes with citizens. Being grabbed up. So like now, let's say you have 25 states with they've cut off the benefits and there's loads of people, right? Why not use the ICE task force?
They're already there
to aid in times of an emergency.
Yeah, they're already there.
You know, and then recently, you know, the troops of the task forces that have basically been going to certain cities to help with law and order. Like I believe they did that in Memphis. So it's like Esau's got the pieces in place, man. So have you people in all manner of help. Go ahead.
Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words.
That's it.
But will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not Most High, and their horses fresh and not spirit.
Yeah. So that's it, man. You know, like Esau and his system. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, they're just men and not God.
So,
you know what I mean? And it's like, you see, everyone likes to pretend. God, everyone likes to pretend that they ain't no God, they ain't no Most High, until it's a time of trouble, until there's evil happening.
Oh God!
Oh God! Well, that I believe his name is Cosgrove.
Right.
You know the one in the Twin Towers, when he was on the phone, and a lady was telling him the wind is blowing away a certain way. He said, "Well, tell God to blow the wind the other way." And then on the phone, you just hear him, "Oh God!" And she just caved in, man. You know. Let's go back to second Ezra.
Yeah. Say what? When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is open shall fall down, and they all shall fail together.
Yes, speak on it, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, all you people that trust in men, you're gonna find it in a what? In a bad way. I mean, say like that, because men are just men. They are what they live and die. They don't have might against the heavenly Father.
That's right. All right. So back in 2 Ezra 15, and 4 now, it says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." Right. It says, "Behold." So putting that together, right? Verses 3 and 4. right? So one that speaks about. Let me read it again. So fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right? For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Don't worry about them. They're gonna get theirs. That's basically what it's going into. They're gonna get theirs, man. So we need not worry about all of these people that come up against us, because you know what? For the longest time, they were saying these things weren't going to come to pass. And look where we are now, you know? So it says, behold, right, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yeah, sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. Like, bro, like, you see, the thing about, when we talk about famine, man, it's like Esau controls the food chain of food. Like, all the food in which you have, they come on trucks.
Yep.
Exactly. So it's like, a, a, a country may have food, but just the way you can access it is stopped.
Yeah, because it'll be like, for instance, is there certain processes like during the CV? The CV really showed you how quick it is to shut down the system.
Yep.
Right, because for instance, you had farmers that were basically saying, I've got these potatoes, but I can't get them to any.
Yeah.
So it was like there was food, but like people couldn't get the food. Then you had during the same time, you had farmers that had livestock.
Yeah.
But guess what? The butcheries were closed.
Yeah.
And he's hella specific about the butchering.
Yeah.
Right? So basically it was a thing where it was like you couldn't basically go and basically get right. So basically you had the farmers that had the livestock, but they couldn't cull their meat because he's like, well, you can't just get it done anywhere.
Yeah.
You have to get it done at these establishments.
Yeah. I remember that time he was paying a lot of farmers to just stop farming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Loads of food stock was just literally just being burnt and left to rot.
Which crisis is that?
Well, we're talking about 19.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then,
are we allowed to say that now?
I mean, I don't even know.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could allow to say.
Yeah, kind of.
But even in Clarkson's farm, they showed you that, man. That how you having a lot of abattoirs. That's the word. A lot of abattoirs are closing down. So then it basically makes it a lot less economical if you're a farmer to now have your livestock and go even further to get your livestock killed, right? You know.
Yeah, man. So, but well, like making is like, hey, man, it's like, you're in Babylon, with the benefits, not benefits.
Oh yeah,
all that. Like all these things, like, bro, they're talking about 25 states.
Yeah, and that's big.
That's
big. Like the elder Ariel was saying, and this is why, being a prince, you're supposed to know what they call it, the secondary and tertiary effects. Man, go understand there's a whole economy based upon EBT.
Yeah.
Just like there's really a big part of the economy that's based upon drugs, because that cash from the EBT, brother, the elder was breaking it down, that they know, the stores know when man are getting their EBT. So they make sure that the stocks, because that's revenue for them. So if man stop getting that EBT, you're thinking about the people that are going to be struggling to eat. But what about the stores? What about the little mom and pops or something that now they might lose 30% of their revenue, 30-40% of their revenue because the EBT ain't come true. So what happens to them? So then what happens now? They're going to have to start laying people off. Oh, listen, you know what? Yeah, like we've had a 30% reduction and we're not sure when it's going to come into. These are the things that could happen. And I was going into it in a video too. There's so many knock-on effects. Like, for instance, you got guys not getting their EBT. You're going to get people that's going to be pressured to going into the dark market. Because you're going to get gal that's going to start having to sell pumps.
That's exactly what we're talking.
Because that's what poverty brings. Go to any third world country, man know that's how it goes.
It's cheap.
But then you think men are not affected by that?
Yep.
Or do you think men eat thin air? No, there's bare man living off EBT.
Yeah.
Hey, that R&B.
Oh yeah. Nice,
Man, crying about the
nice.
EBT. So,
Oh,
but guess what? They said the job market's on its way down. Right? Job market's on its way down, right? So
cheapest of the house. Yeah.
you got a whole bunch of men that's on EBT. You got a whole bunch of young men that's unemployed that rely on their mama's EBT. They come home, mama. They come off the block, and it's like, yo, mama's cooking up corned beef and rice or whatever the shit is. So then those young men and those men that rely on the EBT, they got a choice to make.
Yeah.
How do they now get this food? This is a scenario.
Yeah.
Certain of those young men, they're gonna go to Pookie. Pookie gonna be looking like, yo, I need some soldiers right now. Yeah? Yo, you wanna work for me? You wanna get some bread now? The youth might not want it to be in the lifestyle before. But now, hard times, desperate times. So now all of a sudden you got increase in gang members and people selling drugs, which causes competition, which will lead to violence. Flip that to the other side. If men are depressed about the situation with the EBT, what does that lead people to do? Think of the other spectrum, escapism. What's the main forms of escapism in America? So now you got more customers. Right? You got more customers that also have a low income. How do they get the money to buy the drugs? Once they're addicted, crime. Then you add into the situation what they're doing with the war on drugs. If Esau decides to start cutting off the drug supply into the ends, that's now adding more fuel to that fire. Because now you got a decrease in the supply of drugs, so you got less supply. What does that do to the price? Where my economists at?
Goes up.
Price goes up. So even the drug addicts that exist now, what do they have to do? They need to find more money now.
And go and do more crime.
They need to go do more crime.
Reset.
1 second. The drug dealers now, there's less supply. What do they do with the other drug dealers now? Now we're even more fighting for the supply, which causes more crime. So just doing two things, cutting off the stat benefits and cutting off the supply of drugs, can cause a massive knock-on effect in the ends. Now,
plus Babylon being a country where there's a lot of people that's on meds already.
They're on meds already, exactly. So you create now a crime crisis, right? Which what have you just conveniently created? You created a whole new police force, the ICE, the DHS, all these guys.
Is that what you're saying?
And you're saying you're going to be tough on crime. You're saying that gangs are linked to cartels, which allows you to fuse the war on drugs and the war on terror together into one. Esau is
gonna get dark at it.
Bro,
spooky.
So you better hope Esau don't because remember, a lot of men don't want to realize this, but Esau controls the supply of drugs on the streets. If he wants to, he can cause a drought. Because it's actually the alphabet boys that control the drugs coming in and out. So when they want to flood the streets, they could flood the streets and make it rain crack. Or they could do the opposite.
So Psalm 64 from 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. The commune of laying snares privy, saying, who shall see them?
Right, and the average person won't see it because they won't see that Esau pulled the strings to cause the crisis. The average, cracker's just going to be like, oh, black people. You know what I mean? Because they're just being violent because they're violent. Not understanding it's a whole socio-economic situation that Esau pulled the strings. And it's not just going to be so-called black people, by the way. Edomites are caught up in that same drugs and gang shit the same way. But they don't like to televise it. But the meth epidemic and all, that's among Edomites. There's plenty of Edomites that are poor, who have biker gangs and all these different things that are going to be in the same situation.
Yep. It says, who shall see them? It says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
Yeah, so when they come up with these, the Bible says that old serpent, when they come up with these plans, they know how to pull strings in society, pull this string here, and they know the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary effects. And then they're going to have the solution for that, which is going to be the hardcore Judge Dredd policing that's coming. Because you watched the movie Judge Dredd, what did they say? Oh, like in Mega City, crime and that was crazy and they couldn't keep up with the crime. So they had to bring in the judges, which is what they're really creating. the counter-terrorism creates judges, because once you militarize the police and you bring everything into one, basically, you got the military, you got the police, you got counter-terrorism, DHS and all that. You bring that into one, and you start looking at gang members as enemy combatants. You can execute them. You can drone strike them. They showed you that in Venice. They just rolled out a boat, yeah, and man just think that's a real boat. That's a remote control boat, yeah, that the CIA or someone just hooked up and said, yeah, you ready? Cameras are rolling, and then they just ran a boat, yeah, and said, boom, we're blowing up the boat. See the, come on, man, people believe this shit. Like, yeah, that's just for show to make it look like, oh, they're really trying to stop the drugs. So when the drugs stopped flowing, oh, it was because the government police system was working, when really it's like CIA said, okay, stop the shipments. You know what I mean? Because they run the shipments. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, but they have to show you all that to make it look like, you know,
it's organic.
It's organic, yeah. And they don't, you know, it's people of the devil, man. That's why the Bible says what? We are not ignorant to the devices of Satan. The Patriot Act, the NDAA, and all these different counter-terrorism acts. You look at one of the things that can define you as a terrorist group. Attacking police officers can define you as a terrorist group. Now, what did you have the other day? They did a thing where some Negro said, "Oh, if ICE or whatever come to the hood, man, we gonna do." Yeah, don't technically. And this is where it gets all gray area. Technically, he's a terrorist.
By the letter of the law.
If they link a gang with BLM, now it becomes what? Ideological.
That's true.
If you're ideological, technically, you're a terrorist.
Well, that's what happened with the Palestine movement over here.
Yeah.
It's even them trying to label the left, the Antifa and them, man.
Antifa.
Same thing.
So if you're anti-fascist, you have an ideology. And all they got, that's why they keep doing all these things and saying the left did it. So now what they're trying to do is politicize everything and then label a whole group, and then it can become terroristic. Now it's not just a matter of you committed a crime under the normal crimes. Now it's terrorism, which means they could bring in counter-terrorism laws, which now means they can bring in Palantir, pre-crime, all crazy surveillance infrastructure that they built and told you it's for Abdi.
Yeah, for real.
But it wasn't for Abdi.
It's never for Abdi.
It's for you gang members. And we told you, listen, we was ahead of this game. Go back and watch the videos from 7 months ago when they first started saying the cartels are domestic terrorism. We said it like, okay, if the cartels are domestic terrorists, then why are the Bloods and the Crips? It says if you do deals with a terrorist group, you're a terrorist group.
Yeah.
So all these gangs work with the cartels because they're supplying them drugs. So they could label you as a terrorist just for being a Crip or a Blood.
Yeah. Isaiah 19:2, and I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
So they're causing all of this strife, and in the end, the government's going to play the police, but they're going to play the police with the iron fist. And that's why they're pre-positioning DHS and all these different troops and ICE. Oh, ICE is for the immigrants. ICE ain't for the immigrants, man. ICE is for you.
You're black.
Because there ain't going to be no difference between the ICE police officer and the National Guard. They're going to become, they're going to become one organism that works to go against the people. Then they start disappearing, man. Oh, this guy, he was posting about Snoop, the Bloods and the Crips. So we're going to disappear his ass.
Yep. Well, I mean, it already happened with like, with that guy in his neck. But if you post certain things, people come to your workplace, they come to, you know what I mean?
Now all of us, and so we have especially Jake, we have a culture that even guys that's not in the gangs, they follow the gangs. They talk like they're in the gang. Niggas be doing Crip walks. You ain't even a Crip, dancing doing the Crip walk and all that. Yeah, so now the Palantir can say, yeah, that guy's a gang member. Oh, we calculated that that's the son of a gang member. Just the way, isn't that how they deal with terrorists? Over there, you bring it out all the time. Man said that the man's home.
Yeah, daddy's home, innit?
AI.
What's it called again? The service?
Yeah, daddy's home.
Sorry?
Daddy's home, innit?
Yeah. It's something like that. But yeah, that service, it calculates who you're with, like people like around you,
Your connections,
it calculates everything so that that you got on social media.
And
And basically, as a school out of 800, and if you reach a certain school, your home is marked to just get fucking drone
Look,
strike.
Jade Helm 15.
if
Drone strike.
if I can add, because right now in the UK they changed that law, where to access anything that an adult might access, right? So not so people immediately just made a joke. Oh, it's adult and it's like no, it's like there's a lot of stuff. Wikipedia's kind of fallen into that trap. Reddit is falling into that because it will host something that is referred to as not safe for work, violence or whatever, right? Or maybe I don't know if gambling sites are hit by that. So what did a lot of people do? They bought VPNs. But a VPN is just a nice way to definitely confirm it's you.
Yeah, because and most of those VPN companies are run by the intelligence services.
It's just a nice because right now what you can do is like they have your IP address. But as an example, we all right now, let's say we're both on the same network, our phones have the same IP address. So technically speaking, you don't know which one of us it was. But if I've got a VPN on my phone, then it was like, well, it was from this account, isn't it?
Yeah, and they know the Alphabet boys provided the technology and the investment for most of these VPNs, man.
Yep.
And he saw, something I was discussing with Oda Yashawama because I was meditating on this whole situation, and I said, you know what, man, they're gonna have it where a whole bunch of these police officers are gonna get killed. They're gonna have a situation where they're gonna send these troops up, could be ICE or someone, into some area, and they're gonna get slaughtered.
But then, bro, nowadays you got AI, like what we have on your phone, where you can make Tupac chill with fucking French Montana or whatever.
Yeah,
sure.
Like that's
It
what
doesn't
you
even-
have on your
yeah,
phone.
yeah.
They have the
proper stuff.
They got
proper
yeah,
shit.
they could fake shit too. But I personally
I'm
believe that
surprised.
a lot of them police officers, because they know this is the thing, how deep it gets. There's a lot of police officers that's not gonna go along with a lot of shit that they want to do, and they know who they are. So they'll be like, okay, send this one, that one,
Oh,
that
like-
one, and this one.
Like Bane.
Yeah, you send these one, that one, this one, the other, and send them in, and they think they're going for a routine, and they got some guys on the other side setting these guys up to shoot them, because that will be perfect. Because then it'll be like, oh my god, these gangs are out of control.
That's exactly
They
what's gonna
flipping
happen.
killed these innocent, and they'll have the pictures of the soldiers with
Yeah.
their kids and
Yeah.
all that, and they're going,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? We got to take the gloves off.
Yeah.
These guys, we got to come on top of them with the full force. Because Esau's always got to justify his shit. Yeah. Revelation 8.
Yeah, I've
So
got it.
look out for that.
Got it?
That could happen. You hear about 15 officers who died in one day.
Bro, it's gonna
They
be
got ambushed.
Yeah, and
Niggas with switches.
that will set off the whole blue wall, as they call it, because they get hella paid shorter for that police force, man.
And you get rid of some Captain Americans. Because they
Yeah.
even show you Captain America tried to go against the system, man. Because man believed in the Constitution.
And that's the trend of things, man. Because Trump will just say, "Oh, you're not controlling your states or whatever. Then you're gonna come and take control."
Yeah.
And send in the
The
everything.
National Guard and all that. Then it's going to because now their gloves are off, and they could label you terrorists.
Yeah.
And the rest of the public going to be like, yeah, get them. They've been getting away with too much.
Yeah.
And now under that cover, they're just going to be killing people, and you ain't even no gang member because who's going to check?
Yeah.
Oh look, the nigga got a tattoo.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, that's what happened. That happens over there in like the Arab countries, man.
But there's
Oh,
no
He looks like a gang member.
there's no official members list. You know what I mean? So it's not just like he's associated. So yeah, go on. Take
I have a quick one. This is Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming upon earth.
Yeah, that's that chaos, man. That's that squeeze that's gonna come, and they're gonna build it up, and you can feel it. It's building up the tension, the emotion. Look what happened with this dude, this immigrant that they said raped some. And I'm on Twitter, so they think I'm one of them somehow. Yeah. So all I get is nothing but immigrants raping women. in my feed,
same.
man. It's mad,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
And you'd think from my Twitter that this shit is just happening, like,
Bro, honestly, bro.
like, but it's not. It's designed that way. Now they had this one image, and they always got that crazy look.
Now it's never
How
a
did they
normal nigga.
release this guy, bro?
Yeah.
How did they release a
Made a
high
mistake.
profile immigrant that raped some girl, and they accidentally released him, and now he's on a run in London.
These crazy cat, you don't forget their faces, bro. You know what I mean? Oh,
It gets out as well then.
Might as well.
Free gets, man. We need that album.
Then on top of that, there's that dude that the thing with the screwdriver.
Yeah.
It's like he's also a crazy looking nigga, bro.
Now people will look at that now and they'll get gaslit because that's a way to say, oh look, the authorities are incompetent. Ain't no incompetence, bro. They released that guy. There's a video with the dude at the train station. Yeah, I mean,
In
you
the
see
bag.
the video posted, yeah, and he's just
Got
chilling,
bag.
and someone's videoing him like,
Yeah.
oh look, this is my man,
Yeah.
and my man just there like, yeah, and then walking up in his fucking prison sweat jumper and shit, and I'm like, and
What, you
people
didn't
don't,
change.
I'm like, people actually no, this
Really
is a
can't
psyop.
change.
Because what it does here, it reinforces the rhetoric
Oh,
that the immigrant thing is out of control. It causes fear because now you have a confirmed rapist that they've just released, onto the streets accidentally. He's actually on the streets now, so you could just be walking along and get grabbed into a bush because obviously he's an immigrant, so he's on blood. He's thirsty
Lust,
for Panani, yeah. So imagine this, the psychology that's putting into your brain. That's causing fear in the hearts of the people. So now you can come and we're maybe chipping immigrants and chipping ain't a bad idea because if he was chipped and trapped,
Find him, man.
they wouldn't have been no mistake for one. Secondly, we'll just find them straight away. You see how they play these games. And then you had another one the other day where in one of them European countries, some guy raped some girl apparently, and they let him off, and they're not going to deport him because the rape wasn't that long.
Yeah.
And
Gaslight.
and people don't see that that's like purposefully done to gaslight the hell out. Does that even make sense? No, it don't make sense. And so these men can rage and see, oh look, man,
Fucking.
yeah, because they want you to be enraged. People can't see that. It's just set up, man. Like my man just released it by accident. Have you ever heard of a man of that high profile getting released by accident? Yeah, Mike, it's all right, mate. Just off you go. What you in for again? Yeah, mate, you're all right. Have a good nice day.
You're looking crazy, but yeah, you're right, isn't
And he had to be a black one as well.
Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short
So
time.
he gonna play these games. Esau feels like the ultimate victim right now. They're watching all of these things, and they're feeling from the very beginning. All the movies where they race swapped all the characters. They turn Action Man into a black woman. Just James Bond. James Bond's a black woman. Like all that stuff has been
Spider-Man.
enraging these and they're getting angrier and angrier, right? And all that anger is gonna be released. But it's all being done on purpose, man. Jake is now the problem in America. The average Edomite in America sees Jake as a waste, and they got the
Negative.
statistics. They're a net negative. According, if you go on the internet, they're saying they need to, not only the illegal immigrants need to be deported from America, Jake needs to be deported from America. That is a real sentiment that's being pushed. They call it the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about.
What they talk about all the time.
Yeah. Jake is the problem. The 13% of the population and all this shit. Yeah. Because they're setting up where when they do what they do to you, Jake, it's going to be like a righteous crusade against you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 7:5. That said the Lord power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the hand is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come.
This whole age is going to come to an end, and it's going to come to an end spooky. it's gonna be spooky, man. When we're telling people there's a cognitive dissonance because most people have not experienced that level of spooky before, where you just ain't safe because death is around every corner. That's what's coming to Britain. That's what's coming to America. It's gonna go back to that, where Jake is getting lynched, Jake is getting murdered in the streets. There's, you know, the lack of food and all these different things.
Just on that point, you know, because they're looking at Jake as a problem to get rid of, right? They don't like you. Because you might inherently don't like us anyway.
Yeah, and then they just need, the worst thing about it is they're gonna pretend that this was the reason. No, you were looking for a reason, and all these men need to do is give you a reason to be the way you always were. Because John Barnes and them, man, were getting the bananas thrown at them. You know what I'm saying? From the very beginning, Jake was getting hate from these devils. They're acting like this hate is something new. No, it's the same old hate. This brother's father, you know, this brother, all our fathers, our grandfathers experienced this hate. This isn't something new. It's just for a little while, the hate went under the radar because of political correctness.
And a lot of us haven't even done anything. And this hate is unwarranted. You want to label this guy, you know, this certain individuals and that, and just label all of us the same way.
They always, the sus laws,
Yeah.
And now they're saying, oh, maybe the Jim Crow, there was a reason for the Jim Crow. Because now we ain't got Jim Crow.
Keep the energy in it.
These animals are out of control.
I say keep the energy in it.
And then you had
When
the
it all turns
Peacemaker. I don't know if you saw the season 2 Peacemaker. Man went to an alternate dimension. And basically there's no black people in America because all the black people are they've locked them away in cages because the Nazis won World War II. The Nazis, yeah.
5. Edomites are on. That's what smacks it. Most Edomites are on it. Don't talk about that. You don't talk about that.
Don't talk about them. Yeah, because they don't do nothing wrong. You see what I'm saying? Unless they're the left. Right? And this is the situation. Esau don't want to acknowledge that we're nothing. But when you go back to the World War II, go back, you can still find the propaganda videos. They were begging for Jake from the Caribbean to come to the UK. And they described, even when they wanted man to go join the war, because there was a lot of Jake from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, and all the islands that are veterans, they was talking about the good, courageous West Indian man.
Yeah.
Right? They're still on the internet now. How noble they are. Yeah. Come, you know, fight for the empire and all that stuff. Man went and fought for the empire. Then after, man, trying bananas, mate.
Yeah.
Then they said, "Oh, you need to come here to Britain to build up Britain." And it weren't no riffraff or no drug dealers that came to Britain.
Well, the came suited up, bro.
The man that came to the UK, they had money because you had to pay to get on them boats. That's why they come all suited and booted. They weren't lowlifes, and they came here to work and to gain even more skill. And man mistreated them.
Ecclesiasticus 13:4 say, "If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee."
So man brought them up here to be labor for them, to be nurses. I'm sure this brother's got enough family that's nurses. My grandmother was a nurse. Her sister was a nurse. Like, bare nurses, brothers in the camp, bare aunties and that are nurses and working in the NHS.
Yeah.
Dad's a tradesman. Tradesmen and all that kind of stuff. There's bare man in the camp. Bro, because man's work, that's why even when they had the whole C-19 thing, they said disproportionately, Jake is the working in the essential industries, the transport, the NHS. Oh no, but we're just drug dealers and we just walk around the street stabbing people. And about, you know what I mean? That's all we are. That's bullshit. We come up here and work, and then we fought to work. Because there was a point where they made us all unemployed, and there was riots about that. But Jake just wanted a job. Man, forget about that. Jake was rioting to get jobs.
Mm.
The Brixton riots, all them thing there. Man, forget about all this, like. But no, the image of Jake now is some dude running around the street with a zombie. He gets to represent all of Jake, but some Jake that's working in a bank somewhere, he doesn't get recognized. Man like us, that's got our PAYE coming out more than most Edomites. Yeah.
No, that's the mad thing, man. Jake can work in the bank here. You roll up in a suit every day. It's all professional and that kind of stuff. But in the back of your mind, you're just looking at him like another nigga on the street. Bro.
You're gonna get represented.
He's just
by
like
the
them
worst.
because he talks a certain way outside the office or whatever the case may be. You know, it's crazy. Verse back in Wisdom Solomon 5, verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strange of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he who we are sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools account his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Yeah.
So you don't rate none of us, man.
No.
Even though we've heavily contributed to your society, even though we're the Lord's chosen people.
And they don't want us to be nothing. Esau is an envious demon. Esau wouldn't want to see us all just rise up and no.
Good.
Esau wants to see us down bad.
But what's it?
Wall Street.
Yeah, like
Like-
Wall Street. That's the
like
evidence of that.
Bro, they hate you if you're on the street acting like a ruffian, but get some money. They're gonna be hating you then.
Hey, even more. Hey, even more.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't want to see you shine. 'Cause now they're like, why has he got more money than me? This is my country.
He's low IQ. You know,
And they're so confused because we're saying something about these Edomites, right? They're confused because on one hand, they have a set of morals and principles that they claim makes them more civilized than anyone else, right? You know, equal opportunities and all that. Yeah, we're not like everyone, we're equal. But then they be the devil and be super racist, yeah, but still want to be superior. But it's like, but then hold on, you're not that superior, then are you? Because you said everyone else is savage, but when you act like a savage, are you gonna admit now that you're not you're the devil? No, you're still superior. Nah, man, you devils ain't superior, man. Because now the truth is coming out. They go on these radio shows and say, well, he's not really British, is he? He's not really English, is he? What do you mean by that?
he ain't white. You know, he's
So
born
now-
it. He's born it like you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then he'll say, but they don't integrate.
Yeah.
But hold on, how could you want someone to? You're saying you're telling me that I can come here, become British, and I'm just like you. At the same time, I'm not just like you. You want me to integrate and be like you, but at the same time, I know in the back of your mind, you're thinking that you're not really.
Whoa, so what's the definition of integration though? Because like we all live in the same areas, right? We all go to the same pubs and we have a drink. You know, we love man like a bit of Stella.
Yeah, but you're not
But-
allowed.
You don't even go fucking church. Let's not talk about the Christian and Muslim thing. You don't even fucking go church
Yeah, but
anyway.
the problem is, brother, is that you're not allowed to have any individualism
Yeah, that's it.
because, again, all over England, all Edomites that are English are not the same. Some man have. You go up north, they man have gravy
Different,
with
yeah,
their chips.
Exactly.
You go somewhere else, man have curry sauce. You go East London, man got the burger sauce in it. So which sauce should I integrate?
No. Some man ice with their liquor, man. Some man.
Some man don't. You go Newcastle. Tell me, man in Newcastle,
Same.
I like man from London. Or man, no. There's different subcultures within England.
Yeah.
So I can't have my plantain
Or even like,
and my supermodel.
you know, like even like Scousers, like most people in the South, like Londoners, like you know these old East End Londoners. Even at work, I always hear that the fucking Scouts. You see,
Yeah.
like they actually don't even like Scousers.
So which one should you integrate with?
yeah,
And if a Scouser comes to London, does he have to act like he's from London? No. He can still talk with his Scouser accent, but you can't talk like a yardie.
hey,
Or you can't have an African accent. But
remember when the Queen, you know, passed? Certain like Scouse and Irish, you know, was basically ruined
they went with it.
the minute silence.
No, but
Knowing that, you know, the
you
Queen
get held
passed.
to a different standard, though. And this is the hypocrisy of this man's society, and it's all collapsing in on itself. Because he tried to pretend to have a moral virtue that he never really had. And it's all being exposed now.
It's fake.
He's fake.
This is Psalm 58:1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, O you sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth.
You Edomites of it, and this brother did a whole sit down on it. The whole reason,
Yeah,
why you've got all these
I still
immigrants,
Migrant
the migrant crisis is a direct result, right, of Esau destroying the rest of the world. We went into it years ago. You go and talk the Monroe Doctrine. Is it the Monroe Doctrine?
Yeah.
The Monroe Doctrine, right, destabilized and destroyed paradise. What do I call paradise? I call paradise South and Central America. These places are paradise.
Yeah.
These are places that have plentiful resources,
Yeah.
great weather that we all want to go to.
Yeah.
You want to go there, bro?
Bro,
On holiday, you will go there.
I'm just talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
Mexico.
yeah.
But these places are like that are great places to go on holiday are not great places to live. Why?
South, bro.
Because Esau
Global
went in
South.
there and his battle between communism and capitalism, that Cold War, who was it between? Oh wait. The battle of those two ideologies, which caused most of the wars. Well, you know what? Someone check that on ChatGPT because they'll say that I'm making it up. Yeah? I'm pretty sure the Cold War, right, is caused for most of the major wars that happened in the 20th century. It's most of those wars were proxy wars between the Soviet Union and America, because the whole Monroe Doctrine was proxy wars between the Soviet Union and
The
Soviet Union.
I just finished watching Turning Point on Netflix, Turning Point Cold War, and it goes into all of that. You know, that it really was just like proxy wars because they knew they couldn't fight each other. Like they were both armed to the teeth with nukes. So it was like, well, we're gonna.
So they used this proxy war, which, by the way, the communism came from America. Okay, if you didn't know, the JOOs that led the Bolshevik Revolution were American. That was exported. So those two opposing ideologies all came from the same place. Because Esau's the devil, going out into the world to deceive the nations. Gog and Magog, man. That's how this devil operate, yeah? And so they cause all this turmoil in the Americas that cause all this poverty, right? And all this destitution. So of course man's gonna walk 5,000 miles to get to America because as far as he heard, that's the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
Because there's war and destruction and
opportunity.
Right, bro. Do you think people are leaving Mexico to come and try pizza? Oh, I want to have pizza. I want to have a Kool-Aid. No, they're leaving because of harsh.
Or to just rape women.
Yeah.
Rape women.
Easier.
No consequence.
Yeah,
they're gonna get away with that
for real. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, but
But it's true.
from a logical standpoint.
And it's a risky journey, man.
Yeah.
It's a very risky journey.
Was my statistic correct, or was I going on?
the same-
I'm not all the way correct.
It's the same with you guys on the boats. It's a risky journey, but you won't just risk your life.
No, there's a
for that.
reason that people are
Yeah.
risking their lives to leave where they live
Yeah.
to go somewhere else.
Nah, bro. They don't have a triple cheeseburger. They don't want to try a triple cheeseburger.
It's a pressure. There's a pressure that's pushing them somewhere. And the pressure is you Edomites really are the ones who are causing these. You're the CIA, the MI6, and all your intelligence agencies and your corporations cause problem. Now that doesn't mean that there's not people in those countries that are involved, but you are the one that's ultimately pulling those strings.
Yeah, he's a source of it all.
Micah 2:1, it say, woe to them that devise iniquity and wake evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
So your CIA, that's a proven fact. The CIA is involved in a whole bunch of wars. That's already come out.
Well, the fact they recently acknowledged that the CIA was using the Venezuela team, but they've always been doing that though. In all these countries, they've been using CIA agents to fuck up different nations, to cause wars and problems inside the nation, man. That's what James Bond's about.
Yeah, but they flip it and make it look like he's trying to save the planet and all this stuff. No. And then the corporations as well, they destabilize so they can gain power and control in these different nations.
Chiquita, the bananas. And that goes to show you how Esau's the devil because he throws bananas at Jake, but he legit overthrew nations for fucking bananas.
So they can throw one at John Barnes.
And they covet spirits and take them by barons and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his
So
heritage.
these multinational corporations have gone over to these places and pilfered the wealth and left the average person in those countries with nothing.
And it's even something we even touched on before camp. Us two did it live. Even like maps, you know what I mean? It's like as in borders.
Yeah,
Because
they
of-
messed that up. Yeah.
Because Esau's messed up countries' borders, whereby you just labeled a whole landmass as one people. And before you came, they had their various tribes and
Yeah.
kingdoms and separate cultures. But now you just slacked. Like, for example, the biggest black population on earth is in Nigeria, right? That's 200 million people. They have a lot of cultural separation and differences. And,
Biafra.
yeah, exactly. So when Esau said, "Okay, you're now Nigeria," people had a problem. Like, bro, I'm not his brother, bro. What are you talking about? And it's and even if you go back further, like in slavery, of course, we obviously know like Jake, innit? We all know West Coast, South, there was loads of Jake, but in terms of like a land and a border standpoint, when people was capturing slaves,
Different tribes.
people say that they say, they went to sell their own people. Number one, you dickhead, they didn't see themselves as the same people.
No, different tribes.
They were different tribes. So
Just like Gad. Gad
yeah,
was the same people, but they had different
they
tribes.
had different tribes. So they have no problem in saying, okay, when we go war, I'm taking all your sons and selling you off
Yeah.
because they don't see themselves as the same.
Which they could repent from that.
No, exactly. exactly.
Esau go
Yeah,
wrong, but they could repent from that.
It's like now, yeah, like it's like now how you have different countries. You have Ghana, Nigeria, Congo. Let's say they brought transatlantic slavery back. Ghana ain't seeing Congo as their brothers, even though they are. So they'll get slaves from Congo. They'll get slaves from Zimbabwe or wherever. It's the same concept.
The Kurds is another good example
The
of that,
Kurds.
because there's Kurdish population
Yeah, that's
in all them different
yeah.
countries, when really they should have had their own land called Kurdistan.
Yeah.
But because they're a minority in all these different countries, they get bullied
Yeah.
in all these different countries, which ends up causing what? Violence.
Violence.
Like Turkey have a problem, Iraq have a problem.
Yeah.
I'm from Kurdistan, brother. I know you've never seen that. Be serious out there. I know you've never seen that clip.
I got this quick. It's Habakkuk 2:5. So, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. He who keepeth for home, who largely his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heateth unto him all people.
Yeah. So, the end of the day, America was set up, and America, like we did the thing with the brain drain.
Yeah. That's crazy.
America,
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I can't lie. No, I wasn't even. No, I wasn't even.
okay.
I'm talking about
yeah.
the
The whole thing, like America
See,
and the
go,
West,
man. You Benjamin.
America and the West, yeah. The America and the West have benefited from something called brain drain, where you have the ability to attract the best and the brightest from the poorer countries. Because what they like to tell you is, everyone from all these third world countries is low IQ. That's bullshit. There's plenty of brilliant and intelligent people from these countries, and a lot of them, they want to make money. Where's the money at? In over here. So they leave the country they are, so they becomes what? A brain drain. Meaning the as soon as a man built up and he's got intelligence, man's running to England and America to get a high paid job.
Well, what's some visas that Trump's running?
H1B1 and all that kind of stuff. But then they will say, them man never, the immigrants never had no benefit.
When the answer to the question, it's very small part of the answer to the question. You know how they'll be like, if you're so smart, how comes where you're from ain't good? Well, because people leave. And the example of that was given of that was Romania during the CV, because basically they were saying Romania was really struggling because all of their nurses, all of their doctors had come here, had left Romania for looking for a better life.
But this happens when nations get put in poverty, man. When you've got no investment, there's nothing going on in your country.
Ireland.
Ireland. But I was going to say India, because India's a big fucking place,
But
right?
there's a lot of Englishmen that are really Irish.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish and all them, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they're English. They're allowed to be English.
But I was going to say India because obviously England came over, Britain came over, and tore them up, right? India's a big fucking place. There were tons of people, right? They had wealth, they had all kinds of shit going on over there. But when the British took control of it, they took all that shit out of India.
Oh, just the Taj Mahal, I think. It's like apparently it was just studded with
Gold and
with precious stuff on it, and they just took it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so when your nation is lack of money, man, you can't develop how you would develop because Britain's got all the money.
well, look at the World
Obviously,
Cup.
they poach the guys who are good in
I
India and take them elsewhere.
Look at the World Cup. France '98.
Oh, come on. Well,
Afri-
France 2018.
Mans was saying it all the time. If the West Indies had a football team, jeez. Are you mad? Back in the day, especially, you're talking about Rio. You're talking about Sol Campbell.
But again,
Vaughan Reed.
it'd have to be in England because a national team in the West Indies don't have the
They
investment.
don't want to play. They don't want to play for.
No, but that's
Right,
not. But even if they were all over there, right? They ain't got the money, the infrastructure to build the team like that.
They would.
You know?
The thing is, even
They
now
can be
they have the
talented, but
same
there's no,
problem. Nigeria got
training and
better
stuff, you know?
players, and what's my man Obi Mikel said, yeah, but to play for Nigeria is second for them. They'd rather play for England. Why? Because you play for England, you're gonna get more money. If you go to Nigeria, they're gonna make you pay for your own flights.
Yeah.
So again, that's another way in which they, because of their status, they're taking from someone else, and they're happy to do it so they could win their cup. You know, and they're, oh yeah, play for us, mate. But Mason Greenwood's only want to play for Jamaica because he got blackballed because of the whole rape thing. Otherwise, Mason Greenwood would be front line for England right now, but he's Jamaican.
Hey,
With Sterling.
No, that's
Rashford.
But
Yeah.
he's
Killing it.
killing
But
it. France.
there's plenty of examples of the reason why you got this. Another thing, the French, because Italy gets bare these immigrants that come up through Libya and into Italy, which what's his name was stopping a lot of it. Gaddafi. But when Libya fell to shit, then it was like it was easy for man to they could get through, right? And so Italy's just got bare of them, and I've seen it because I've been to Rome. They come in through Italy, and then from Italy, they make their way up through Europe. Same thing with France. If you go to Spain as well, you see bare of them there. They come in off the boats and go up, right? The foreign secretary, I believe it was for Italy, she got vexed at France. She said, "Listen, this is your fault. If you didn't impoverish, and oppressed all these West African countries, French West African countries, then all these guys wouldn't be leaving their countries and coming up into Europe." She said it. It's on record. She said it's your fault, France. So what the hell are you talking about? You got a British Empire and you're wondering why there's bare Indians and Pakistanis here.
I have a precept. This is Psalms 140, right? It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war."
You Edomites have always been on smoke. You want to be pictured as this good, because once you've conquered everything, you can sit back in your little gated palace and be soft.
Yeah.
You could outsource the war to the grunts, the poor grunts that you bring into your military, and they go do it. Yeah. But in the beginning, you were all war dogs. When you went over there to them first pioneers that went over to the Americas, they were all gun toters. They were all on smoke. They were all on killing. Now, after you settle down and you've done all the killing, you can afford to be sitting there with your white picket fence and you don't really do no violence. You just have a couple people that you outsource that to. It's called the military. But then you want to pretend that you're not a violent people? Come on, man. Everywhere you've been, you've brought violence, man.
A bit more. Listen.
Yeah.
It says, continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Others poison is under their lips.
And the dehumanization, the way you speak about other people, right, when you're ready to kill, is pure dehumanization.
Yeah.
You will just like when
You
you
just call you a savage. So let me just mark it.
barbarism. Everyone else is a
Maybe show
barbarian. Everyone else is a barbarian. I was watching one thing on Twitter, right, and there was like some funeral in where's the Hezbollah from?
Syria.
Not Syria. It's Lebanon, right? So the man had a funeral for one of their dons here that got spanked here, and like there was a flyover, and I'm sure it was the Lebanese Air Force here, but in the caption it said, "Oh, the Israeli Air Force flew over and scared everyone," right? tens of thousands of terrorists. I'm like, huh? So you mean to tell me everyone in that at that funeral was a fucking terrorist? Are you for real? But the terrorism is the new savage. It's the new way to label people so you could justify murdering and killing them brutally. You replace the word terrorist with savage or barbarian,
Migrant. Basically, yeah.
because that's what they're saying. All these migrants are
Yeah.
savages. They're just lusty rapists. Wasn't that what they were saying about Jake?
Yeah.
All these black men are just got an insatiable lust for sex, and you got to be careful because they'll rape all our women.
Bro, it's
what?
historically, you know what I mean? Even remember last time, man, I showed you, brother, the World War II Korean propaganda pictures. Where you see no, sorry,
Yeah.
and you basically see him with
Salted moon.
a white girl on his shoulder
Yeah.
and fangs coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it. That's Esau's.
He saw
That's the same
That's his
script.
anime.
That's his script.
That's
Yeah.
freaky. What's that fucking porn name, man?
hentai.
Oh, you know, yeah.
There's, it's a Jap.
This brother said it.
No, hentai. It's a Japanese word which means perverted.
Yeah,
That's literally what it
okay.
means.
Yeah, that's that.
Try catch me.
I didn't know
Bro,
nothing about it.
Bro was a linguist out here. Can I grab this? So I asked the robot. Because I know, like, I believe the reason why when you meet Angolans, they'll be like, "I'm Portuguese," is because in Portugal you can by Portuguese law, a lot of their old colonies can just become Portuguese, right? So I said, which countries let their old colonies or get citizenship or right of abode? So the UK for countries, I think before 1983 was relatively easy. It says France, extensive colonial area ties remain. It says overseas territories, departments and territories.
That's why Henri played for France, because I forget which way round it is, but one of his parents is from Guadeloupe,
Yep.
and the other one is from Martinique.
Yep.
So them men from the French islands usually end up in France.
Yep.
So that's how you get France.
Yeah.
Or even them, you know,
The Dutch brothers.
yeah, man, Holland.
Suriname and them
Yeah,
they end up in Holland.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. You'd have to check. Probably like, what's their names? Van Dyke, and see where his lineage goes.
Yeah.
Because nowadays you got more than other Africans up in there now. But before it was mainly man from Suriname and them other. What's that?
Yeah.
St. Thomas? Is it St. Thomas?
Yeah.
Is that Dutch as well?
Right.
And
But-
is it one of them men's from Africa? Is it Congo? No, Congo's.
Oh, I know. It's actually I know the one you talk. It's one of them ones you never talk about, like above South Africa.
Senegal.
Oh, but yeah, it might be South Africa. I think the Dutch went down
Yeah.
mainly in that area.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah, the Dutch also. Well, that's why you also have a lot of people back in Holland that's from Ghana.
Yeah. Ghana was there too.
And even now, in some the villages, they still have the surname Van Dyke. There's actually Ghanaian Dutch surname.
Yeah, so this is Esau. Esau went out into the world and created this issue for all these migrants coming into his country. And he don't want to take no accountability, man.
So it says overseas departments of Réunion, Guadeloupe, Martinique, French Guinea, Mayotte, New Caledonia, Polynesia are full French citizens. Former colonies aren't automatically French citizens, but they have easier paths to naturalization. Portugal, it says citizens of former colonies, Mozambique, Angola, Cape Verde, Guinea, Bissau.
Oh, that like for example the most popular player in Portuguese history.
What we talking about?
No. Eusebio. He's from Mozambique.
Right.
And basically, you go into the history. He was born in Mozambique, and they forced him to play for Portugal. They actually said, "Look, you're that good. We're forcing you to play for us."
Even with Brazil, there's a love-hate relationship there because there's certain Brazilian man. Cause you know Brazil, innit? To get into the Brazilian team back in the day, the man sent that. The third string man was sick, but they couldn't see. Bro, there's a lot of men back in the day that couldn't get a game that was sick. Yeah. Well, some of them would go play for Portugal. But the man in Brazil, that's it. They're cooked. They're cooked because they don't want to hear that, yeah. But yeah, you have a lot of mans that end up in Portugal and play for Portugal. They're from Brazil.
So it says can often apply for Portuguese citizenship via descent.
Hold on, one of their defenders before was that. What's one of their top defenders recently? He was fucking Brazilian. I can't remember his name.
Who from
For Portugal.
Melo?
Was it him? Anyway, I can't remember. But I remember talking to one Brazilian and he was just bunning him out. He's bunning him out. He's like, nah, bro, how's man's Brazilian playing for Portugal? I think it was it Pepe? Yeah,
Yep.
go on anyway, go on.
But it says can often apply for Portuguese citizenship via descent or residence, or especially if they were born before independence, 1970. Spain, strong post-colonial links, citizens of former Spanish colonies, mainly Latam, plus Philippines, Equatorial Guinea, and West Sahara can apply for citizenship after only 2 years residence, compared to 10 years for most people. Ibero-American citizens can also retain dual citizenship. Netherlands says people from former Dutch colonies such as Suriname, Indonesia, Aruba, Curacao, Sint Maarten. Some kept Dutch nationality after independence, depending on treaties. Citizens of Aruba, Curacao, and Sint Maarten are basically full citizens. Surinamese and Indonesian citizens generally lost automatic rights after independence, but can apply for citizenship through descent or residence.
So there's very different ways you're gonna get people coming, and then the bottom line is they're coming because they believe they can have a better life in the first world where most of the wealth is than where they're from, because where they're from they're nobodies.
Most of the wealth was stolen.
Yeah.
They're not the billionaires where they're from. They might have normally the low, they're down bad, isn't it? So they're trying to come here to get a come up, man.
But it's also the thing, and the big difference about these Western countries is really they got credit, and they got access to credit, because like when you look at what you can do when you've got credit, it's very different when you ain't got credit. Like I forgot who was saying someone was like when they went to somewhere in Africa, it was like everyone owned their car. Unlike here, where it's like everyone basically like gets a loan and then
So
gets a car.
here you could be poor here and live much better than being poor in another country, simply because you have access to debt, more access to debt than you would say like if you was in another place. And then I mean, Esau is like the brother was breaking down in his video. This is all a mess that Esau created, and he's continuing to use that mess to create an even bigger mess, to cause racial and xenophobic violence to occur, which is to his benefits, because he can then come in and be the police of it all to crack down on everyone.
Sirach 10:8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
There you go.
Psalm 73:3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Yeah, these Edomites want to pretend that the prosperity that the West has was done through love thy neighbor, just pure righteous dealings, truth and equity,
A good heart.
and justice and a good heart.
Yeah.
That's what this is what vexates you, because it's like, no, gangsterism, badmanism, pure badness is what built up the West. Badness, lies, fraud, yeah,
Murder.
like just unrighteous dealings that anyone would look at it and say that's not fair. Setting up your factory in some country and not paying no tax there, so you're taking the resources out, giving a man a little kickback and not paying no tax
And
in the country.
Yeah.
Because you got a shell company of a shell company of a shell company or whatever that goes back to some next tax haven in Switzerland. And man would say that's not fair, because then that country is not being developed because they can't get the tax money to do what? Infrastructure and education.
What I was going to say as well, if I can, it's like in what then happens, one of two things. So it's like, for instance, what's happening in Dublin right now, as an example, it's like because you got all your large American corporations paying dumb money, a lot of Irish people can't live in Dublin anymore, right? But then you look at like then what people, Western people are doing to places like, for instance, here all of those passport bros destinations, they're basically making it more expensive for the locals to live, because they're bringing in that wealth and they're able to live a luxurious lifestyle that basically is then ruining the lifestyle of the locals. Because if you know as someone in that country, right? So all I've got to do is like these Americans are gonna come in. They're gonna be able to pay this rent. So then you're part of the rent for your spot. Your neighbor does the same, and then all of a sudden you've got like these elevated rents that the locals can't afford, man.
You got a bit more on this.
1 second. You got something called gunboat diplomacy, which the British wasn't. And there's all kind of examples they got here in the Wikipedia. The Venezuelan crisis. So, and it's all, look, Venezuelan crisis, 1902 to 1903. A naval blockade Venezuela by Great Britain, France, and Germany and Italy. After President Cipriano Castro refused to pay foreign debts and damages suffered by European citizens in recent Venezuelan civil wars. These men have been always putting bad man pressure on people, bro. What are we pretending for? That's why you have militaries.
Yeah.
So you could put pressure on weaker nations to get favorable deals. France gets first dibs on all the resources in West Africa.
Yeah.
You make man use your currency so that you can benefit your country and yourself, and that causes more wealth to be in your country, which means more development, which means you could do the brain drain thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you've done this, man. Go on, man.
This is back in Psalms 73. And I'll start again from 3. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm."
Yeah, they've been on a long joyride, and that's why they're so proud. This joyride at the top, where they've been able to basically bully the earth. You've had the earth in a headlock, and you've been bullying people. You've been the bully on the block. You bullied the whole planet. You took their artifacts and said, "Give me that," and got man begging for it. But you think if somebody had some American artifact somewhere, yeah? Let's say they had the Bill of Rights, the original signing of the Constitution of America, and they had that in some random African country. Man, America go, "Oh, please, can you give us back a piece of our cultural history?" Blood, man would say, "Listen, bro, you send that, blood, FedEx that straight away, or you know what's gonna happen. Be a shot, be a gunshot." That's how, and this is the way it goes the other way. So you see all these British museums, you see man begging for their artifacts back, begging for their granddad's bones back, and Britain's like, nah, because they can do that.
Bro, now they loan the shit to the country. Like it happened with I believe
Birdman thing.
they have like a certain stool or something from Ghana. They loan it to us, and the Ghanaians have to give it back.
There you go.
And the borrower is servant to the lender.
And what happens if the Ghanaians don't give it back? Bro,
They'll come.
They'll cut you off. They'll run you. They'll sort you out, man. Esau's main threat outside everything is the ability to come and kill you, and then he'll put it on the news and make it look like you the bad guy.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the world we live in. Bare bad man business. What's his name already broke it down? John Perkins in the Economic Hitman. He said, "Listen, if I don't work and you don't sell your country out, we're gonna send in the military and they're gonna sort you out, man."
Yep. Can I grab this? Because what you said, this is Ezekiel's about they've been riding high from their riches. It's Ezekiel 28:5. "By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches."
Yeah, you're able to establish a financial system on the world, and that financial system is rigged in your favor. It's just like what man said, "Yo, man have to use this dollar." Man said, "You have to." I'm a Christian, but you better use my currency, because if you even think about using your own currency, which is your God-given right, man, I'm gonna blow you to ras. And Trump's basically saying that, and all the Christians are like, "America first." It's like, "Oh, hold on, wait, huh? Are you listening?" That's no different than a mafia don coming into your business saying you're gonna use mine. A man's like, "No, I just want to use mine." Like, no, you're gonna use mine.
All right,
I'm gonna give you an offer you can't refuse. That's what you're doing. That's a bad man thing. How can another country can't use their own currencies to do trade? They have to use your country at the point of a gun. kind of thing is this? Just so that to keep your economy going.
But the whole Libya thing.
The Libya thing,
Same situation.
And you don't hear these Christians saying anything about it. They don't say, well, shouldn't the whole world be free? I thought America was the free world. I thought you believed in democracy. I thought you believed in freedom. So if a group of people in another country vote to have their own currency, why can't you respect that? Oh no, America first.
No, illegal votes.
Yeah.
Esau spins the narrative all day fucking long, man. You know, puts it in his favor.
Let's just be honest, man. America has had the world at the tip of a barrel, man.
Have a bit more on this song.
Gangsterism. Extortion.
So for Psalm 37, 35. I have seen the wicked in great power. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay.
Yeah, the great power. Look, man, Esau's been able to go from one end of the earth to the other and dictate terms. And the terms Esau dictates are just, well, just look at the music industry. If you want to know how Esau dictates terms, it's not fair. It's not fair in any way, shape, or form.
He's all the way A side. All the way.
A to the, bro, it's Floyd Mayweather. It's like, yo, you're going to hold this mill. You say, yo, but the fight's going to generate 100 mil. Yeah, no, you're going to hold this mill. Just eat it because you can't get it no other how.
And that's why it's hypocritical when you see all these things like, fair trade, cocoa, and this and that. It's bullshit, man. Them men are getting paid still. Yeah, it might be all right for them, man, in where they are, but we sort of caking off all of that, man.
And that's why,
and giving them nothing back, really.
1% of the 1% of the population has 99% of the wealth, and the most of that is where? In the West, because they've been able to gain monopolies and negotiate with people to maximize their profits to the highest degree, where they could still have been rich and man could have had more, but they need you to be underdeveloped. They need you to be in poverty because that keeps you weak and dependent and then allows you to even more take advantage of them. Because you can't take advantage of people that are strong. You can only take advantage of people that are weak. So Esau's system, and it tells you that in Isaiah 14.
I got it.
Esau's system is designed, IMF, World Bank, to weaken other people's. It's predatory. It's not trying to build ever. When they get rising tide raises, they still don't care about all that.
It's Isaiah 14, verse 12. I'll read in NLT, Brother Tian. It says, how you are fallen from heaven, O shining star, son of the morning. You've been thrown down to the earth, who destroyed the nations of the world.
You created a third world and kept it that way for the longest while. Now there's a few nations that developing now, right? But they could have developed like that faster and sooner.
Well, they had a handicap.
They were handicapped. All African, and then they'll turn around on Twitter. Yeah, look at their countries. Well, look at your country, as if they ain't got nothing to do with it.
Bro, it's like someone burning your house and telling you, "Have you seen your house though? Nigga, you burn it."
Listen, if you import the third world, you become the third world. Low IQ. All right, bring my beans on toast, love.
On the analogy you just gave about the house, and it's like they burnt down the house, but then like you then need to go. Can I get some timber?
Yeah.
And he's saying, no, you can't get timber.
Yeah.
That's who Esau is.
No, you get timber, and he said, wait, hold on. I need that to build my dogger house.
Exactly. And that's legit how Esau moves. Because when you look where this elder's going into, when you look at the construction of like and why certain countries end up doing good and how certain countries are doing bad, it's because Esau allows them to do good. The fact certain of these countries ain't, and that's why I say it all the time. I'm quite fascinated by like Japan pre and post World War II, right? Because it shows you how Esau moves. It shows you how Esau basically went to the emperor of Japan and made him sell out. Yeah. They basically said, look, man, you gonna be our puppet because your people need to be on our wavelength. And then he did it, right? And it showed you, and that's something that's very public and open to see. But then also the fact, I would say, during World War II as well, as the brother was talking about the pictures that they would draw, is the fact that those Japanese people that were in internment camps were American citizens. Right, it ain't like what they did to. You can't. They can't compare what happened to us. But it's like with when you look at the fact that they've already set a precedent for putting citizens that they don't like into basically concentration camps, man. They've set that
But they weren't
precedent.
really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying it now. They said if you're not Edomite,
Yeah.
you're not really American. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The real America wasn't. They're saying it. They're saying America wasn't built by
even
black
English,
people.
and the true-
White people
And the
built
true Americans are American on the right.
it.
You know?
Man's are insane, man.
Rick.
Yeah, come on now.
Verse 13. It says, "For you said yourself, I will ascend to heaven and set my throne above God's stars. I will preside on the mountain of the gods far away in the north." And it says, "I will climb to the highest heavens and be like the Most High. Instead, you will be brought down to the place of the dead, down to its lowest depths."
And that's really what's going to end up happening is see all this pride that you Edomites have because of your sustained position on top of all the nations. Because you're on top in everything. You get that. You got the best PR. Your PR is crazy. And most people don't realize how crazy it is.
So,
Like,
no.
you could be a low IQ Edomite, go to the third world somewhere, and they'll treat you like you're high IQ,
Bro.
even though you're dumber than everyone there.
I've seen it. I've seen it, bro. I remember back in the day, man. Some in Ghana, man. I used to have a Dutch neighbor around the house. Every couple years when he comes to his house, you see the whole fucking community. Oh, he's back. You know what I mean? And he's got like a he's obviously got the name in Ghanaian name. Oh, that's so and so. He's back now.
Yeah, there's a perception.
Everyone thinks he's so white. Did you say Edomite?
They have they can have a higher self-esteem because they get validated just by, like, for instance, one girl just did a video funning out Benjamin, but it was fucking hilarious, yeah. But it's true. She said, listen, if you just had a divorce or whatever and you feeling bad, just go to Jamaica. Because as soon as you touch down in Jamaica, every man's gonna be like, oh, princess, queen. But yeah, because they're white. And it could be the most deadest thing. It could be the most, and we've seen it. Man come from the other, and you see man with some dead Edomite, and man's all like princess, darling, and it's some Wales that the Edomites don't even want, bro.
Fucking biting it.
But man don't understand. That's the system of white supremacy. That just them being white boosts them up like bare levels for no reason. So they could do that. They could go anywhere in the world. Edomite men do it. In America, ain't nobody trying to check for them. But they know if they go to
Thailand,
anywhere else in the world, a guy that no girl want to deal with in America, just because they look, they be fat and everything. Man's Hey, but I ain't gonna hate on the yard man because they produce the finest of the light. So, we thank you for your sacrifice. You know what I mean?
True.
Us man up here, we get the lights out of that, like, the finest. But no, but it's true. It's a real. The system of white supremacy benefits them in so many ways that people don't even realize it. You know, just the legitimacy. Like, you could walk into somewhere and look legitimate just by looking like that.
Asia does that. They'll have white people in the business just to be white people in the business.
The record.
But you make it look illegitimate.
Yeah.
And you'll be better than him.
Yeah.
You'll be better than him. That's why we're gonna do more to prove ourselves. And he has to do less.
I'm on this. This is Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
They're held to a different standard.
They could basically go under the radar. One guy I was listening to rants, he was saying they can afford to have bad days. It's even like that in sport. Man can go under the radar. Man can have a bad 6 months, no man ain't saying nothing. But let Jake have a couple bad games. Like Rashford or something. Man's onto you because you have more to prove. Give him a chance. He's just, with you, it's just they're onto your case.
And if I can add, when they started really speaking out about that DEI thing, it made Jakes in positions that were there legitimate look illegitimate. He's just there for
The
DEI.
DEI is a lie. They weren't hiring unqualified people. this was one of the biggest lies of the whole DEI thing. DEI wasn't about hiring people that are unqualified. It was about making sure that a certain percentage of the applicants, that were from a certain background, which included white people, by the way, were given jobs. So, for instance, you might have a company, their DEI might be that 3% of their workforce have to be DEI. That means that if the company has 1,000 employees, they only have to have, 30 people they need to hire that's DEI. Now, when you put out a job post for a job, you could get all like 500 people applying for that job. Bro, let's be fucking honest, bro. More than half of those people could have done a job.
That's true.
Why are we pretending that when you put out a job post to do a job here, there's only one guy, that one white guy, that was qualified and they didn't hire him because he's white and the DEI? Oh, so if you got a doctor, they only hired him because he's black. Not that he went medical school.
Exactly. Some dude's got a forklift license.
Bro, you had a woman, that was being a nurse. This is the fucked up thing. No, don't do this, Jake. She was a woman. I don't even think she was Jake, but she just makes the point. She was a nurse, right, for about 4 years or something crazy like that. She was being commended by not only the people she was treating, but like the people she worked for. Then it came out she weren't even fucking qualified. So they actually had to fire her and all that shit, but she was like employee of the month just all the time. Showing you that she didn't have the qualifications, but she learned the job, on the job, learned how to do everything and did it well. This idea that
that's like that program Suits, isn't it?
Yeah. So this idea that they were hiring black people, let's say that there was Edomites with like top grades, but there was a Jake that had no grades and just complete moron, and he hired him just because he's black. That's a lie. That is an actual lie. That's not what was happening at all. But they want to make it look like, so you had unqualified, dumb, low IQ apes doing roles that only white men were fit for. That's basically what they're saying. Like, Jake, you're just incompetent, and if it wasn't for DEI, they wouldn't hire you anyway. No, if it wasn't for DEI, they would have just been able to be like, yo, hire that nigga.
Yeah.
Because they showed you bare times when they were doing job applications, your name alone.
Yeah.
Man would just be like, allow it.
You know what? And even to this very day, that actually still scars like Jacob's certain age. Because if us brothers know, like, you know, if you got like uncles from the West Coast, you know these guys that are in schools that are clean. But a lot of them have like super English for British first names and second names. Like, bro, there's a Ghanaian uncle that man worked with. Bro, his name is George Brown. Man. I'm being serious. His name is so every time they call him on the telephone, can George Brown come?
Yes.
So you see this fully Ghanaian uncle. I'm like, damn well.
Yeah,
but
because
basically,
the system,
that's what they have to
they've
do.
shown that
to get
happens.
jobs. Yeah.
So it's not like they're going on like Jake wasn't being discriminated against. Jake was being discriminated against. And the DEI thing was really BS. Because again, when you look at the percentages that they were doing the DEI, they're making it look like the whole workforce had to be. It was like 3%. Most companies were like, 5% of our workforce has to be DEI. 5%. And the Edomites were going crazy.
And they weren't all black people.
No.
5% weren't even all black people.
White women were included in that. White veterans were included with that. White men with Asperger's and all kind of things. And then they brought up the whole air traffic controller thing. And they made it look like they were hiring air traffic controllers that were crazy. No, that's not what they were doing at all. It was an overall within the whole industry. So there's different jobs where people with certain disabilities can do.
Yeah.
But they tried to make it look like they were hiring some dude to be air traffic. No, it was bullshit, man. Fuck out of here. Esau's a liar, man.
That's it.
I got more on this. All right. It says, this is back in Psalm 73 and 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain, and violence covers them as a garment.
Right, because they get these. I hate to sound like a wokeist because I don't like the left. But this is the problem. There's things that the left say that is true. Just like there's certain things on the right that they say which is true. So that's why when you put yourself in one or the other, but then you get added into all the other gay shit. But the truth is that Edomite privilege, a lot of them don't realize they have it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's normal to them, especially white women. So-called white women are some of the most entitled species of being that has ever been invented, and that walks on the face of this planet Earth. And if you work in a service industry, you see it. Like they're hella like who overstep here because they expect that you're gonna excuse them at every turn, that you're gonna go the extra mile for them.
Yep.
Because they're the princess. They've always been treated like princess. Everyone's around them treats them like princess. And the minute you don't acquiesce to that, they'll lose their fucking mind. They'll start going crazy. Then they start gaslighting and saying you're angry when they're the one that's angry. And I've run into it so many times. They don't want to move out of the way for you when they're walking down the pathway. That's a known thing. That Edomites don't, they'll walk in, they expect you're going to move out the way. You're going to carry their bag up the stairs. They expect. Now, I've seen it where black women will be there, and they'll be there with a pram, and they'll be there from there until tonight, bro. No, no one ain't running to be like, oh, can I help you with your pram? Let the white woman stand there. Bro, there's man falling over. Oh, excuse me, miss. I've seen it with my 2 eyes that a black woman will just come and just go and just start taking it to up her stair because she knows. Listen, man, But that's a true thing. This is the reality of being in a system of white supremacy, and most people won't see those little microaggressions or those little things that happen. But it's a real thing, and they don't know it, so they're proud. They just think it's because I'm high IQ, why everyone keeps picking me for things, and everyone's so nice to me. No, it's a system of white supremacy because no one else gets that. We don't get the benefit of the doubt when something goes wrong. So you can lie and get away with it easy. Because man are not expecting little Susie to have done anything. She's innocent. No, bro, it's a real thing. That's why they use them as good mules. They make good drug mules. Because no one's looking for them to do stuff like that.
Hey, remember back in the day when that video went viral, that little white girl at home took like a cookie from the jar.
I blame it on the black.
And then mom asked her, "Oh, where did it go?" Said it was a black man. Like she was like 2 years old, 3 years old, and she already need to say that. But that's the
Rosewood. The Rosewood massacre happened because she was getting banged by one of the she was getting man.
But she got pregnant.
She didn't get pregnant. She got caught because the guy knew somebody was in there banging her. But she couldn't say, well, it was one of his men that worked with him. Like that, one of his colleagues was in there railing her, yeah? So obviously, how do you cover that up? Oh, it was a black man and he ran that way. When really it was his brethren. And so obviously, because he knows that from he hear that, man ain't trying to look for evidence or look into it. That's all he needs to hear. And that's how the Rosewood massacre happened.
Bill Burr talks about that in his monologue on SNL. Watch that. He said that it's like you white. Basically, he was cursing out the white one. It was like you lot have had it so good, but now we're getting cut off. You want to pretend like you're not a part of this.
No, 100%, bro. The white woman has one of the best PRs. Like, look at the NBA, right? They say, "Oh, get you a white woman." Okay, so who's divorcing all these stars and taking all their money then? But it's like that conveniently is not included. Again, it's another example of the system of white supremacy. That the shit they do that's wrong is ignored. Completely ignored. Look at Emmanuel Abuwe. Emmanuel Abuwe, that bitch took all of his money, man, and left man on the street with £1.
Even Henri, his wife took his money, but she actually went to a guy that scammed her.
Yeah, it's real. But again, the PR will be.
And she lost everything.
The PR will be like, if you get with a white woman, it's happily ever after. No, it's not true at all. There's plenty of these white women always end up as single mothers with Jake.
Yeah.
But again, they won't get the single mother PR.
Yeah.
They won't get it. It will just be like, oh, get yourself a white girl. Really? Okay, that's not working out for everyone, brother. But that's the system of white supremacy for you.
This is Proverbs 11:9. An hypocrite with his mouth destroys destroys his neighbor, but through the knowledge shall the just be delivered.
That's why we gotta come out of the system of white supremacy, and we have to speak like this. We have, because even our own people, they're caught up on the lies, and they believe Esau's superior, and they don't understand that Esau gets a lot of got handouts and head starts
because of that.
because of who they are.
Yeah. If I could say as well, so that's why he detests us, because we don't look at him a certain way. We look at him at what he actually is, which is a base man. When he's around us, he's just there like my friends who may be on a job. I'm not saying we're assholes on a job or anything like that. But it's just like you look at him, it's like, bro, you're just Esau. It's like I don't respect you like that.
Yeah, like, what do you do? That's not great.
You know,
I could be competent too.
Yeah.
I can be as competent as you are and even more competent. But Esau's whole system was all about killing our self-esteem on every level. Like everything about us is less. The way we look, the way we act, everything about us is less. We're less than. And they're more than. And they've been living off that for a long time. They've been living off them lies. But you see, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to put them where they belong, in the pits. But that's really where they belong, because they fucked everything up. They fucked the world up, man. Why are they getting it? They're getting all these praise, man. They're moving like Arteta, but they've not won anything, man. You know what I'm saying? Stinking out the gaff, man.
It's the Wisdom of Solomon 2:12. What brother mentioned just
I'm
now,
about
right?
the wheel like him.
So therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraided for us without offending of the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education.
Yeah, Esau, Edom, right, it does nothing but wickedness, man. His whole system is designed around wickedness, man. Adultery is not illegal, right? But having more than one wife is illegal. Like, the man is out of control. Yeah, abortion's legal. Do you know what I'm saying? Huh?
Pedophilia, they walk free.
Pedophiles are running rampant. The pedophile thing gets me the worst. Yeah. Oh my, gotta protect our women, mate. Where was you when Jimmy Savile was running rampant throughout the whole of England, molesting girls on camera on live TV? On live TV. And you pussyos were talking about marching. Bro, why weren't you marching here to find out how come Jimmy Savile weren't fucking arrested in the very beginning? Because he was reported several times. Everyone fucking knew. And then he did some documentary. Oh, well, you know, we didn't know. No, you fucking knew. Everyone knew what Jimmy Savile was doing. Yeah, everyone. And on top of that, he was working with people. So where's all his accomplices? Yeah, what about the football scandal that came out? What came out at the end of that? Yeah, Rolf Harris. Yeah, all these flipping British pedophiles there is. The Holmes scandal, the British, the Church of England.
The pedophile on the BBC thing.
Yeah, what about
that's I think last time I saw it was like encased in something.
Bro, this whole country is rife with elite pedophiles. Same thing with America. Trump said he was gonna go in there, QAnon. Oh, that's what they kept telling anyone. Oh, Trump has all the information.
Files.
He has all the files. When Trump gets in, he's gonna drain the swamp. You know, he's gonna arrest all the elite pedophiles. Where them arrests at? Zero. Where them arrests at? The other day they just announced they arrested some Mexican woman, and they said that they were kidnapping women, cutting the babies out and selling the babies, right? Right? Okay, great, thank you for doing that. Now, who were they selling the babies to? Because I know it weren't Pookie. I know Pookie on the block here ain't buying babies. Niggas is buying diamond chains, and niggas is not buying babies, bro. Niggas make babies. There's plenty of the black baby mamas running around here. So who has the money to afford to be buying babies? So they ain't doing nothing about all that pedophilia, man. But then the first thing they complain about with the immigrants is, they're raping the children and that, man. You man ain't real about that, man. You ain't real about that at all. You that pedophilia thing, the same way you got the counter-terrorism units and you got all the Palantir and the AI, how come you ain't using the Palantir and the AI to catch out all these fucking pedophile networks? What, you can't? You don't have the technology to find all these men because they're trading the information around.
Online somewhere.
Yeah.
Not one billionaire, fam. Not one. You can't find one billionaire. Epstein was the end of it. Oh, we found Epstein. And they keep talking about Epstein as if this isn't an operation that's ongoing and it's happening all the time. So we're going to be talking about Epstein and these files from now until 3085.
No other progress.
There's nothing else. There's only, this is what it rests on. If we don't get these Epstein files out, or we don't get that, then nothing else is happening that man can investigate and find. So let's just focus on Epstein. It's bullshit, man. That's why this place gotta go. It's wicked, man. And when the more you look into that pedophile, it gets you angry, because it's one of the most disgusting and sickest things to be insidious to be a predator towards children, man.
Yeah, man.
To rape and kill children, man. The innocence of children, bro. And this society don't care about that, really. They don't really care about all that.
So it's what I always say. It's why it's whenever you have like an Irish comedian or something, and they'll make a joke about the Catholic Church, everyone laughs. The whole crowd laughs.
What's so funny about
That's not a funny thing.
Yeah.
Let's finish this. So, verse 13. He professes to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself the child of the Lord, who is made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, because you're just a bunch of fucking liars, man. Everything you do is based upon lies. Everything that you are is based upon lies.
Yep.
You know?
You're not the chosen people. You're not the ones to lead the world into the era of enlightenment. That wasn't you. That was a lie, the Renaissance. And we know you're not enlightened. You're the opposite of that. You want to talk about the dark ages? Let me tell you the absolute truth. This is the dark ages. This is the darkest age there's ever been. In terms of ignorance, this is it. This is the era where the most self-destructive behavior happens with the people with the access to the most information. This is ignorance on steroids. And the most ignorant people is the American people. It's ignorance, darkness, beyond darkness, right now, right here. The world we're going to go into, the kingdom of heaven, is going to be the world based upon light, based upon truth, righteousness, justice. There ain't going to be no cover-ups in the kingdom. The only thing man going to cover up is the girl them until man get them into the, the chambers. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's going to be covered up in our kingdom is the girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Come on.
And the pot cover, blood. That's it. This kingdom is bare cover-ups and scandals hidden, bare sweeping under the rug. That nastiness is under the rug. Imagine you clean your yard and every day you just sweep everything under the rug. Everything. Shit under the rug, piss under the rug. That's what this kingdom is. So you walk in and it seems all right. But what's that smell though? It's all under the rug, mate. That's this kingdom. It's disgusting. It's filthy. And then they want to stand up tall and act like they've built some utopia that you should get down on your knees and thank them for. Oh, thank you, white man, for my mobile phone. You know what I mean? That's frying my brain. Thank you so much. Like, do you know what I'm saying? You're just the greatest. You're the smartest. You're gonna lead the world into Asgard. That's what they want. No, man.
So we esteem him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his father.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying. We're saying, listen, your end is gonna be mud. And the ones who believe in Yahweh Shai and worship the Heavenly Father and believe in his way are the ones that's going to come out smelling of roses. You are not going to overcome your own sins, my man. I don't care how much witchcraft you got, how much money you got, or how much less pigment you got in your skin. You're not getting away with this, man. This is an absolute travesty what you've done in the earth. You've confused everyone. Most people don't even know who they are. They don't even know their true history. They don't even know true history. You've told so many lies. The average person has got you ever seen a lung, yeah? That's where man's been smoking cancer. That's man's brain with lies. You know them, you ever seen them? It's all fucking blackened all over here. That's people's brains. They think you went to the moon. You know, they think this guy got killed when he didn't get killed. 9/11 was done by Arabs with passports, that and all this shit.
His dinosaurs are 1 billion years old.
Yeah, bro, the level of lies you...
8 toes.
And what's a lie? It's ignorance, it's darkness. So this is the dark ages. This is the era of lies.
And it's the exact same reason why the Most High needs to destroy this place again. Because the Most High brought the front the first time, because men dwell in great wickedness and great darkness.
Yeah.
We're at that stage again.
Black holes.
You know?
Who's a black hole?
Bro, if there is, we're gonna find out. We'll chuck you in there.
No fucking black hole. They had to invent black holes because the false science that they set up
Physics don't work.
around gravity doesn't work. When gravity is not the strongest force in the universe, electromagnetism is, right? But because they said gravity is holding everything together, they then had to invent, oh, there must be a black hole at the center of the galaxy
But it
holding it. You
doesn't
invented
behave.
that shit,
It
man.
doesn't behave in the same way it's expected to.
You're just a liar, and you tell lies upon lies upon lies upon lies upon lies, man. And then you stand up like with your suit on, and everyone's supposed to just go, yeah, billions of years old and all this crap. I'm sick of it. Personally, I'm sick of it, man.
Got
And then you
precept-
go on the TV and everyone's looking at you for some expert opinion on every damn thing.
precept.
Good.
So Isaiah 60 from the top points in verse 2. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So that's it. You know what the elder was talking about. The gross darkness is upon the people. People don't know their true identity, which is you can find in the scriptures. Yeah, they've been lied to by Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man.
Okay.
Yeah, with all these manner of lies, like and indoctrination, like this false democracy, feminism. You know, evolving from apes, human rights, Earth being in billions and millions years old. And they teach you this from young, man. They groom you in darkness.
Where's that shop?
They groom you in ignorance, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people, when they grow up, they're bugged out.
Yeah.
You see?
And that's why you can't tell a lot of people anything, man, because the lies have been for so long. You know, that's what the elder says, you know, every now and then about how if really the truth was to be brought out, right, people, this would bug people out, man. You know, the bro's going into, it's just like, yeah, it's just too much, man. It's too much.
Like in Matrix, Morpheus said that. I believe it was
Yeah,
Morpheus.
I was thinking of
They're
it.
so hopelessly dependent on the system. They're not ready to be unplugged.
That's it.
Because hey, the truth, like they say, is what is it this? How do they say it? Scarier than fiction or something like that. But basically, the truth. If people knew the truth of how wicked these elites are, they can't fathom it.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It'll be too much.
Yeah,
you know, people bug out. I got this as an example, unless you had something. Since Nebuchadnezzar 15:6, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yeah, that's it. Wickedness has polluted the earth. Yeah, like Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of wicked. So that means the person has got the earth in their hands right now is responsible for the wickedness. Yeah. Whatever the ruler is, that's how the people are going to be.
That's right.
The vibration passes on.
I got this as an example. This is Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
That's it.
And the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, that's where it needs the truth, that man of sin is going to be revealed. And all of this accolades and these honors that you want to award to yourself and how you gas yourself up, the Lord through judgment is going to strip all that away. And in the kingdom of heaven, man, why it's going to be so detrimental to you is that all the mask, there's only going to be you, who you are.
Yeah.
There's not going to be none of this PR, this status. You're not going to have money and that to hide all of it. There's just going to be you, a little pale skinned Don, and you're the devil that the Bible speaks of. And there's no one that's going to believe anything else other than that. And you're going to be treated accordingly. So it's no more of this respect. Because what respect can you have for a devil?
Yeah.
You're going to be talked down on. But the difference is that when you did it to us,
You're lying.
you were lying.
Yeah.
When we do it to you, we're going to be telling the truth.
Yep, unadulterated.
And we're going to have the evidence, because if you were so slick and so smart, your kingdom still, that smoke over there, that was you.
Yeah.
If you were so great and you were so smart, why did you lead yourself into utter destruction and judgment. Why did the Most High
Exactly.
destroy you if you were so great?
An everlasting memorial.
Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna just become a cautionary tale to the heathen. Yeah, don't be like them Edomites. They're scum.
This is the book of Job, 11 and 20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving of the Spirit.
You ain't gonna get no hope. You know what vexes me the most, yeah? Because I grew up in a so-called black country. So I've seen how my people treat you. Whether it is that you're coming on holiday or whether you're coming to live, you were getting treated with maximum respect, man. You were getting taken care of. I never saw no bullying. I remember even when I was in school, remember the white boy Chris, he was from America. He come from America to the island and he was with us. Not one piece of bullying did he get because he was white and from America. He was one of us. Man would go play cricket with Chris. Man would teeth up his lunch and man would share lunches. You know what I'm saying? It was just Chris. There was no aspect. Even the older kids wouldn't come and say, "Yo, white, da, 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 da." There was white people. No one bullied no one specifically because they were white. It was just another kid. When I moved to England, all I faced was racism, violations for no reason other that I had a different accent and I was black. And these are the same people here trying to act like the victims, like they're victims in the planet. No, you are the most hateful, uncompassionate people there's ever been on the face of the planet Earth. And the worst thing about it is, our people had the most right to treat you some kind of way, but they still don't.
And they still don't.
They still
They-
don't. You could even go to their
Jake's super compassionate.
But was it
come in here, have some food. Have my daughter.
even amongst Jake today, like you talk about all these nigga Jakes stabbing each other. They don't go after you.
Yeah.
They don't go after you, bro. It's with each other. You're left alone.
You're hated, man. Jake moving to Edomite area, you might get shit for your letterbox. You know what I'm saying? Man will be driving passing cars, shouting names at you. Go move to Jamaica, see if that happens. That ain't gonna happen. Man ain't gonna just specifically just shouting slurs at no Edomite man because he's there. It ain't gonna happen like that. Get the hell out of here, man. You devils are gonna get it, man. Bunch of devils, man. Hate monsters, man. Hate-filled demons that's on borrowed time, man. You've had your time. Now it's up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
So you brothers wait for Shakal in. So we
Okay.
gotta go to the plantation.
All right, let me grab this. This is Amos 1 and 11. Therefore saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. It says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity, right? And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Like, it's dumb. All right, and that's it, man. It's like, you know, the Lord remembers, right? In fact, if we can grab that as well, require that which is past, you know, either one of you. All right, the Lord remembers, and that's one of the things that scares Esau. Rather, Esau should be scared of the most, right? Because he's done the most, right? But he's so used to, especially in this day and age, getting away with stuff, man. Right? But Esau's just had a tab. He's had a tab, man. Right? But now it's time to come pay that debt. You get into debt. You know, the debt clear. You could get the letters, right? But then one day the bailiff's gonna come, man. Right? And the Lord and the angels, that's the base gonna come in, man. Right? Those missiles gonna come in, hit America, destroy America, right? Right. But in that moment, yo, as we were saying in the camp last week, yo, when the Lord's chariots comes into the earth, right? Yahushua's chariots is in the earth, man. Right, start zapping, yo, that's it. That's the end of the Edomite world, right? You got that one?
Yeah. Ecclesiastes, it's a book, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which is has been is now, and that which is to be has already been.
All right. So when we read this precept, we think about the concept of reincarnation, right? Things that have been aforetime, right, are things that are now, right? The fact that we serve captivity, which is what's beautiful about this thing of ours, it helps us understand why we went through what we went through, right? The Lord gave us some good laws, with all good laws,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then, it was like,
This is the way.
this is the way, walk ye in it.
Romans, it says the law is just, good, and holy.
Yeah, that's it, right? What did Jay do? Jay went off, right? And it was, when you read through those precepts, even as a man, you get pissed off with Jay.
Yeah.
So that's how much more so the Most High. You're like Judges, you read through Judges,
Oh,
and it's like every other chapter,
Mm.
it was like, oh yeah, I saved them,
Mm.
and then
fuck up.
then they fucked up, so then I had to put them back into captivity.
Mm.
And then 2 chapters later, it's the same thing,
Yeah.
right? And then guess what? The Lord had enough, and then He put us into captivity, right? The worst captivity, and He did something which was He basically took His name away from us, right? Because that's what Jake would always do. After a while, we catch some hell calling the Lord. So this time's the Lord, I ain't gonna give you my name right now.
Yeah.
I'll give you at the end, because you're gonna need it. The elect gonna need it. Just for Eddie IUIC watching.
Yeah.
You see? Right? But no, the Lord was like, look, man, I'm gonna take it away from you for now, right? I'll give it back at the end, right? And that's why we went into captivity as a punishment.
I was going to say, because it reminds me of the movie 4, the first one. Is it Anthony Hopkins?
I don't know.
The gentleman that plays Hannibal Lecter. Got his name. But anyways, Odin. Because what's his name, man? 4. He's arrogant and stuff like that, doing what he wants, not obeying his father's rules and stuff like that. So do you know what? Odin's like, do you know what? I'm stripping your power away from you because you're not worthy. Go and prove yourself. Cast him to the earth. So
That's
it's basically a similar thing that happened to us. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got brought low and got put into punishment because we went up. If you can load Isaiah 14:21 as well, for Bukisha, right? So what Esau should really be afraid of is the fact that we went into captivity because of what we did, right? And as it says in Jeremiah 49:12, art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, right? So if you finish, read that and finish it again, Brother Christian.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been. And Most High requires that which is past.
So the Most High ain't forgotten, right? And the Most High is getting ready to we're coming into that time, and you can see reading what's happening, keeping an eye out on the prophecies, right? That we're basically coming up to the end of this man's system, right? It's at this point it's done, okay? At this point it's done. The fact that, for instance, they changed it from being, which to be fair, right, it was the right thing to do because it was never about defense. It was always about war, right? But now that Pete Hegseth is now referred to as basically the head of the Ministry of War, right? Department of War. I forget what they call it in the States, right? But that's true, right? But basically, law requires that which is past, man, right? So the same way we got judged and put into captivity for what we did, you're going to get judged and put into captivity.
That's right. And it shows you the hypocrisy of Esau, and also that Esau is against the Most High, the scriptures. Because what does Esau say to Jake? Oh, forget about your past. Forget about slavery. Forget about what we've done. No, the Most High Yahweh Shemashai remembers that. That's it. That iniquity that has been built. And guess what? He's still committing iniquity to this day.
Yeah, well, I mean, what he's got planned is nothing but iniquity.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
What he's got planned, what was it? One, for instance, numbering the children, because that's what the MOTB would allow him to do, right? Numbering the children of Israel, right? But then not only that, it's like you ain't supposed to put yourself in the stead of the Most High at all.
Yeah.
Okay, you can grab that one.
Yep. Isaiah 14. Yeah.
Yep.
It's Isaiah 14:21, and it says, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, but they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with their cities."
Right. So when you look at the book of Ezekiel, you may be like, you see, that Bible's contradicting itself, right? Because Ezekiel says what? The father shall not pay for the sins of the son, and the son shall not pay for the sins of the father, roughly paraphrasing.
That goes back to the Lord.
I got that as well. Exodus 20.
Yep.
Exodus 20:5. straight to the point, because the previous verses are talking about idolatry. It says Exodus 20:5, and it says, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord Yahweh, my God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me."
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, right? So that's going into reincarnation, i.e., this idea that you are your fathers, man. Right? That's what that scripture is going into. Okay, right? Yeah, reincarnation. It's a what's the word? Pivotal to the understanding of the scripture, right? Because without reincarnation, certain things don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when we speak about with King Solomon, what was prophesied about King Solomon? That he would go into, rather that he would be chastised with the rod of men if he went off.
Yeah.
Now we've got the evidence in the scripture. He went off, right? But in terms of being chastised with the rod of men, like that really happened when he came back as Yahweh Shai. That's why Yahweh Shai said, "Well, there's none a good but one," because he was basically saying, "Look, man, hey, in this life I was perfect, but actually, my past life,
Yeah, because if you think about it, if there's no reincarnation, then how are you gonna how would there be a form of justice? You know what I'm saying? That's why you come back
Yeah.
to the flesh and you reap what you sowed in your previous life.
Exactly. And then without the concept of reincarnation, that's why people start making up these fables like hell, right? Because really, let's be real, everyone watched Liz die. It was so peaceful, right? Had a state funeral.
Yeah.
You had the world leaders come. Well, it wasn't Trump, it was Biden back then. Biden came. He's always just there, like, in what they call it, coming out the car, sitting in, it was St. Paul's. No, it wasn't St. Paul's. One of them cathedrals and everything. Okay, right? And then that was it. That was the end of that. However, right, we know that she was doing a hell of a lot of wickedness. Right? The people that were around, for instance, I always remember there was a documentary at like one of them schools, I think it was in Canada, where they were basically saying how her and Philip came, and then after they left, some kids were missing. Right? That was what them people were saying. That were based in that school. But from the sounds of it, everything was like she just went peacefully in quotes, right? But the point I'm trying to make is then that's why people are like, well, she needs to suffer for what she did. Well, she will, right? They ain't no hell though, all right? What we got?
This is the book of Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Yeah, that's what I mean. Esau got been for a long time, man. Tried to escape from who he really is. All the murder and the oppression that they have put upon the whole world, especially to the people of Mosai. But in these last days, man, he's gonna pay for everything they've done, man. Mosai, as we read before, Mosai requires of that which is of past, man. So all the bloodshed, the enslavement of our people, it's gonna come upon him, in due time.
That's it, right? So everything, what has happened, what has been, just in the same way we went through it, right? We went through it, right? In fact,
Jeremiah?
yeah, but sure.
It's the book of Jeremiah 49:12. For thus said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup are sure the drunken, and that thou, he that shall altogether go unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
That's it. All right, so they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, what's that cup representing? Like slavery, right? That wasn't, our lot, if you will, right? But we drank. Why? Because we went off, right? What was it? Micah 7, I'll bear the indignation of the Lord, so I've sinned against him. That's why we ended up in the position that we're in. It is what it is. Okay, however, right, these Edomites think that they're just going to be able to skate off into the sunset. Well, it's like, bro.
Yeah, like the Edomites always think they're entitled to mercy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just so entitled that, all right, if what I did was wicked, well, I'm gonna get mercy then. You know what I mean? And it's
Oh,
like, nah.
but I got a precept as well
You
on
know-
that, man. Because basically he seemingly got away.
I got a precept as well. Yeah.
He seemingly got away. It says Psalms 50 and 21. It says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself." Right? So because the Lord is just, he thinks that the Lord is just there like, oh, I ain't noticing anything.
Yeah.
These times the Lord and the angels is just there like, "Oop, not noted."
Yeah.
Like, even things where you come past the camp, you say something in your head, the angels is there like, "Oop, noted."
Yeah.
Right? And your tab, as a nation, your tab is going up, right? You know, you'll get the lower level Edomites that will be like, well, I never earned any slaves. Yeah, but you went to the lynching, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You received a postcard, though.
And
You
guess
reap the
what?
benefit as well.
Yeah.
You actually still benefit off
Exactly.
it. It's very
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like Jake's work is very low. Like, bro, like wealth is never lost. It's transferred.
Yeah.
So it's like they're still enjoying the fruits of that labor.
That's right.
There's many pubs, like many pub chains that was built from slavery. There's many companies, many banks, insurance companies. You know what I mean? Like there's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's it. And then you still, as the elders are going into, you still reap that Edomite privilege wherever you go.
Yeah.
Right? These Edomites, and the things, it'll be the deadest Edomite, whether it's an Edomite woman or Edomite man. They're dead. So it's funny. I was speaking about this to you earlier on in the week, man. They're the highest overperformers in terms of looks. What do you call it? Edomite bitch should be Benjamin, man. It'll be the fattest Edomite, ugliest Edomite, but yet she'll be able to get a strapping young Jake.
Yeah.
You know?
Guess what? Like even in the what's like ability. You know what I mean? Like in these work environments. In these work environments, people expect you to have all the answers.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time in these work environments, they don't even know what they're fucking doing.
They don't know what they're doing. No. That's why, in fact, God was the basis of men. Right? And it says, Daniel 4. It might come closer.
Oh shit.
I'll hold it to you.
Yeah, the sign. It's gonna keep windy.
It says, Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers that and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right. So basically, when you read the story, right, it's just going into like Nebuchadnezzar, right? So the Most High made Nebuchadnezzar into a beast, right? Brought him down low, right? But basically, Lord was saying, look, man, I want all of y'all to know, right? I got this. I got the power, and I can set up whoever it is that I want in any position I want. Okay, and that's why, for instance, we look at. I always talk about them Ethiopians. Like, they used to rule the world at some point, right? Yeah, so-called Ethiopians, but yet, what are they known for? Live Aid, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're known for Live Aid with the Kwashiorkor bellies, right? Sitting, right? You know, with the
Flies rolling their eyes.
you know, flies everywhere and shit like that. Yet they used to rule the world. Right? And when the Lord brings you into the street, you start understanding who this Edomite is. You just there like, damn, the Most High's got power.
Yeah.
Okay? Finishes off by saying, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. You know?
Jesus, that's right, man.
You know?
The lowest of the lowest, man. Got a precept, Genesis 25, straight to the point, verse 23. And it says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So there's the contrast. Jake is the superior one, and Esau is the inferior. He's the weaker nation. And not just like in physical, attributes we know were superior in him, but also even mentally.
Yeah.
Especially mentally.
Especially mentally.
And that's why they always feel the threat of Jake.
Yeah,
because if you're superior, then I don't care about you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly.
I ain't worried about you.
Yeah.
But like, if you know that you're really inferior, then you're always gonna
Feel
feel the
threatened.
threat.
Yeah.
You know, it happens in these workplaces. Like, sometimes you could not be the damn manager or supervisor, but your supervisor who's like you know,
You're trying to take his job.
You're taking the
Yeah,
job. I'm just doing my work, man.
exactly.
I'm just here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so that's Esau's spirit, man. Inferior, man.
Yeah.
Because he knows that was superior, especially the elites.
And if I can touch on that, the proof of that is the way he's always using subversion, right? Because he learned very quickly that he couldn't keep up the lie that we were physically inferior. It's like, well, I'll give him that. But I'm mentally superior, right? Well, it's like, no, bro, you're not. You lot lose a couple a grand, and then you start topping yourself and the family and the dog, right? You take everything out. You can't handle hardship, right? Because that's one of me personally. That's one of the things that really that annoys me. And one of the things that annoys me personally is Esau like to be like, oh yeah, but you lot are sports people. But it's like, no, we're more than that.
Yeah.
Like Esau and that, because that's once again, it's just him putting Jake in the box. Like that. In fact, if we can get you know, precepts on just it's like how was it like Deuteronomy 7 and 6, right? You know, those sorts of precepts. You know, you can get the form of it. That's really talking about the Most High. You know, but the you know where his creation. You know,
even all this major invention, you know, most of them were, Jake invention.
Yeah.
But because Esau was in power in the time of slavery, he take the patent.
Yeah. Jake couldn't patent stuff at that time. They couldn't, right? And let's be real. When you work for these corporations, it's still the same, right? When you look at your contract, I don't know how it's in the States, but when you look at your contract, it will say basically what you produce is basically the intellectual property of this company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's go to precept.
Deuteronomy 7:6. This is Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself."
Yeah, so we're a special people unto the Lord, man. Right? Which is why really when you see, man, you know when you get in a group of Jakes, like even amongst brothers, right? You be seeing and observing the things that brothers get into. It's there, like, bro, you'll be like, bro, how'd you do that? You know, and we're not even necessarily talking about how we are post-truth. Even certain things like brothers were doing like before the truth, like, wait, bro, so you're like an actual pianist. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I had less. I'm you know, I'm this good. You said like, God. You know, another brother is like into this. Yeah, bro. You know, I used to, do X, Y, Z. She's like, damn. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's because the Most High, as a nation, really, especially if we're in a position where we weren't bounded. And that's once again, I was talking about the subversion. Esau has done a hell of a lot of subversion to make Jake think they can't do stuff. Which is why what is he pushing his media? Oh, Jake don't, black people don't do that.
But then, bro, like, if you're the seed of the wicked, really, he's doing the right thing. Because he knows that once Jake has the power, like, he's going to be like exposed as a liar. As being inferior. You know what's beautiful like about the kingdom that's about to be established? The nations are going to get a stark contrast. Seeing, like, you know what, bro, this is actually better. You know what I mean? It's like that's actually going to because you know what I'm saying. Like, that is actually going to be a contrast, like, of worlds, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, that's
Can I get this one as well, Bobby Fisher?
As well, I have a precept on what you was asking for. Go ahead.
Book of Romans 23, 8 and the 23.
Is it 9 slot? Oh, it's 19. Yeah, 19. 8:19. 8:19 slot.
About what? Yeah, man. So that's, you know, so that's exactly what's gonna come to earth. You know what I mean? the earth is really crying out for righteous rulership. It's something that we were talking about, like, you know what I mean, in the car. That if you look about it, like if you look at Earth in terms of the resources and minerals, cars, buildings, planes, all this shit comes from really from that kind of Earth. So that means if we go back to the scripture, when everything was made, the Lord, you know, the powers and that, you know, the angels, he said it was good.
Yes. Yeah.
So that means basically everything that exists in the planet, the earth, the minerals, the resources that Esau's built everything off is supposed to be for a good use. But it's because of a wicked ruler that these things are not being used for righteousness. That's why when the kingdom is established, the same things that have built missiles and all this kind of shit, it's all going to be used for good purpose.
Yeah, Esau was splicing genes and
Yes,
separating things.
yeah,
And
bro. There's something called transgenic foods. Transgenic foods is basically foods that splice with a different gene from a different species. So, like, you might get a trait from a mouse and splice it with a fucking pear.
Yeah, they do that with tomatoes and eels
Yeah,
or something like that.
salmon and ocean pout, I think.
There's like so many shit
fucked
that
it up.
he
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
So anyway, go on scripture.
This will go Romans 8 and 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of Most High.
Yeah, because you know why? Because everyone's fucking moaning. You know what I mean? Everyone's upset. You know what I mean? Everyone is like, actually, the scripture says when the wicked are in authority, people mourn. So why are people mourning? Because of the oppression. Because of oppression. Straight up.
Look,
It's a tyrant rule.
yeah. Well, we was talking about once again in the video, man. So I know you bring this out a lot. So it's like it was basically talking about how the human mind actually kind of struggles to understand the difference between a million and a billion, right?
Yeah.
A million being, what was it, 11.5 days? It's a million seconds being 11.5 days, but a billion seconds being 31 years. Trillion.
32,000.
Yeah, 32,000 years, right? Is a trillion seconds, right? Now you take that same concept, you apply that to being money. These elites are trillionaires, yet they want the little. Bro, in terms of we don't even have 11.5 days, bro.
Yeah, real talk, man.
They want your 2 seconds, bro. They was like, nah, bro, I want the 2 seconds.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yep.
You finished with that? Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm
After
going to point. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 55. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. And as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and as likened their abundance on them, or unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, man. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us. You know what I mean? So that's what's taking place upon the earth. Even though we're the special people, we're currently like in a state of being under these nations, especially Esau. So that's why brothers always make the point: the final form of the earth, 12 tribes of Israel, ruling upon the earth above all nations.
Yeah, in the right, with the heart of flesh.
Which by default, the kingdom of our Lord is going to be the kingdom of Israel.
That's joint heirs.
Joint heirs.
Yeah, because when you read what Sirach, the 10th chapter, right, it alludes to one that is profitable. Now we had a chance, right, under the reign of King Solomon, but we had that heart of stone. We have this heart of stone, right? So basically, we went up. Okay.
Yeah, and really, it's like it all had to happen this way
Yeah, exactly.
for us to appreciate righteousness even more so, because we learned sin and learn the fruit of it. I mean, come on, man, look at the earth, man.
Yeah.
We've seen how this earth is with sin.
Yeah.
And it's not good, bro. You're here in nights and back pain, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking food, the food leaves you bloated as hell.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh well, we were talking about that as well.
Oh yeah,
About your nutrients, about food, about even like bread. It's supposed to be I can get that real quick.
Yeah.
Right, just keep on a
even get that scripture. You know that one
flour, wine.
the flour,
Yeah.
yeah. No? Yeah.
Flour, bread.
You know what I mean? And then get Ezekiel.
Got that already.
Bread to flour.
Can I read that quickly?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Ezekiel
Because
4:13.
the earth is given into his hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the earth is given into the hand of God.
And if I can add, because we're talking about just this defiling. A lot of it is just because profit. It's like there'll be things where it's like, yeah, there is a much healthier way of using and making this technology, but it costs £2p a unit more.
Perfect example is the light bulb.
Mm.
There's a light bulb that they got that's been on for like 100 years.
Mm.
But basically, yeah, it's just still on. Like it's not broken or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? What's that term, bro?
Oh, built-in obsolescence.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, break it down.
No, it's this idea of you make products that after the built-in obsolescence. It basically is this idea that you have a product that over a period of time will eventually break on purpose.
Yeah.
Which is why you have older things like for instance, they look at like fridges from like the 50s, 60s. They're still functioning.
Yeah.
You know, because they were made of like actual metals compared to the stuff we have now.
Yeah.
You know,
And actually built to last.
exactly.
You know?
So it's basically a money scheme, basically. Yeah.
That and even that even ties into him purposely but making people sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the food. So that's something brothers that's something I always speak about. You know what I mean? I've been reading a book on nutrients and vitamin therapy. And you're reading it, you're like Esau's the devil. Because I'm reading it. I've been reading this book that's been talking about vitamins and nutrients. Bro, the food we have, like rice and bread and all that kind of stuff, naturally in its perfect natural form, it actually has like fiber and things and vitamins and nutrients that helps you break down the sugar. For example, white sugar, right? It obviously comes from cane sugar, and it's heated and it's filtered and extracted. But natural cane sugar from sugar cane itself has B vitamins in it that helps your body deal with the sugar. And it's the same thing with flour.
Yep.
The like husk of wheat and rice and stuff like that. They have the fiber and B vitamins that actually helps you deal with the spike in sugar in your blood.
Yep.
Well, what does Esau do? The way he's processed the shit, he's extracted it. So you just have to deal with the fucking carbs and blood spike.
Yeah. That's it. I've got a point to make, but you just got the precept.
Yep.
Ezekiel 4:13, it says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them.
Yeah, so the food, all the food is defiled. Right? You may try and make better options, but also because, for instance,
doing the best you can.
But they're doing the best you can. But I remember coming across some information which basically said that every single wine tested that came from America tested positive for glyphosate, man. Right? Why? And it makes sense because when you look at the water table it's not just like, okay, cool, it stays there. Right? It's just in this one part of the ground. It's poison. No, these things move around. Right? So when you be having wine, right? And then these times it's all contaminated with carcinogenics, man. Right? And it don't matter. You may be like, look, man, I'm gonna get the supreme organic wine. Nah, it's contaminated too. Right? This is Sirach 39:26. The principal things for the whole use of a man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape,
Yeah.
and oil and
Yeah.
clothing.
And guess what? Those are the principal things of life. But he destroyed fucking all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even like, I mean, come on. There's so many angles we can go on.
Yeah.
We can talk about the microplastics.
Oh.
We can talk about the non-stick pans. We can talk about seed oils.
Yeah.
Bro, like seed oils in particular, right? When it was being first invented, it was used as lubricants
Yep.
in factories and machinery. Which, all right, if that's what it's going to be used for, that's all right. Then they started having a smart idea of giving it to the cows and stuff. And basically, the farmers started complaining that, bro, my cows are dropping dead because of this seed oils and stuff that's been mixed into their feed. And you know what's interesting? Those cows at the time was putting on weight very fast.
Yeah.
So when obviously the farmers started to use their cows with seed oils, they said, well, if we keep feeding these cows these seed oils, they'll just die. So you know what? Let's even though it's been tested in cows, let's see how it affects people.
Yeah. Whoa.
And then the low fat craze and
Yeah.
and don't use butter, ghee, and all them kind of stuff phase that came in.
Yeah. Well, you know that saying in what you call it that you get in casinos and stuff. The house always wins.
How it would work.
And this is Esau because
That's Esau.
he's no matter what. Going back to statement made at the top of the camp, no matter which way you splice it, Esau wins, man. Right? On the one hand, he wins because he's like he can still make his seed oils. On the other end, he wins because people are going into the hospitals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, no matter which way, the house always wins.
Yeah.
But I always remember what the elder Rakmak said that one time. Ultimately, whose house is this? The Most High's house.
That's right.
That's all, and he's ultimately the Most High who's gonna win.
That's it.
You know.
Like, I mean, if we literally go and look at the whole process of seed oil, you know, like, cause like there's coconut oil and stuff. That's very easy to make. Olive oil is it just literally gets pressed. Seed oils, like from things that doesn't naturally have a high content of oil, is bleached. They add lubricants. They add so much other shit in it. You're like, bro,
There's no need. And even we talk about that scripture we just read in Sirach 39 speaks about flour.
Yeah.
And so I want to do my research, like the flour we eat. Now, it's like back in the day. So when you read Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, it speaks about when the sound of the grinding is low, right, representing work, right? Because in the mornings, right, what you would hear is women grinding,
yeah.
because the flour for that day was milled that day, right? Because the way flour is, it loses nutrients very, very quickly. You can look at a graph of how much it loses within a couple of days.
It's called oxidization.
Oxidization, yeah.
Basically, like even you know they say with like pumpkin seeds and chia seeds and stuff. It's better it's soaked in like water or milk, and then you consume it than blend it and leave it out for a couple of days.
Right.
Because it loses the potency.
The potency, yeah, that's it. So it's like, but then guess what? You might look into, okay, cool. So how much is like a little mill for the yard? Because you can get ones, little small like devices. You can put the actual wheat inside, and then there'll be like 2 bills and stuff like that. And it's just like, who really has a spare 2 bills for that, then a spare 2 bills for a juice and a spare 2 bills for this, which it's these things going back to the natural way of things, right? Esau's made it expensive.
Back in time, like people were trading. I mean, they were doing. I mean,
Yes,
trading
yeah,
locally.
Well, milk.
yeah.
Like milk, milk for the large part, when people would consume milk, it's raw because it's unprocessed and from the farm. Really, the whole heating and cities pasteurization of milk only really started in cities, because when basically bigger cities started to expand, they like, people, bacteria, things move. So that's why back then it was like raw milk is dangerous, because it was basically not being taken
care
care
of.
of.
Yeah.
But then that's because farming and milk was localized.
Exactly.
Your local guy across the street.
Yeah, you just got
That's a
hey,
cow.
Bill.
Can I get some milk in the morning? It's fresh, it's raw.
That's it.
But now because of Esau, everything is pasteurized, and pasteurization takes out a large quantity of the nutrients.
Yeah.
They've even found that people that are lactose intolerant with milk, when they have like raw whole milk from obviously like a good farm or whatever, they actually don't experience that same effect, because the natural ingredient to break down the lactase in the milk is in the raw milk. But when it's pasteurized, it's taken out. So it's Esau.
That's it. What precept? It says Genesis 1:11 to 12. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed.
Oh yeah, but Esau done away with it, because what did it say? The herb yielding seed, and then I believe it's gonna go in and say with the seed in it.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah. And the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself.
That's it. And Esau's doing away with that, man, with his Monsantos, right?
Seedless.
Which I think seedless really is a misnomer.
Sorry?
Seedless, I think, from what I remember when I looked into it, it's a bit of a misnomer. They've just engineered they've engineered it so it's not hard, but the seed is there. But
there's a lot of them that don't have.
Yeah, but I was saying it's like they're different types.
Okay.
Because in the UK, because we have seedless in the UK, but you can't. GMOs is not illegal in the UK. That's what I was saying. So in the UK, it's a bit of a misnomer, right? But the point is still the same.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
I see this watermelon, man.
Yeah.
I seen them.
Yeah.
I legit seen them. I was like, what the fuck?
But it says seed within itself. But what they're doing is they'll have like terminator seeds, where it will only live for one generation and then it's done.
Yeah. Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
That's Esau for you.
But Esau just needs to go, because the thing is, it's like on what the brother's saying, and that's why it's like certain times you hear me say officially speaking, right? Because it's like we know Esau already, right? Just because he said it on the label don't mean that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because officially speaking, the UK has like kind of strong anti-GMO laws, but that doesn't mean there ain't no GMO in there.
Yeah. You know what? This proves that Esau's a serpent. Because what did because he told Eve that there's better. You know what I mean? He told Eve that's better. And it's like everything is made, the seed made in
Within
nature
itself.
But when Esau say, nah, but I can do it better. And guess what? It's found that it's not better, because it's
killing people. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Esau is the kind of guy that will destroy a neighborhood, leave everyone fucking homeless, but then paint a fence and say, everything's better now. You know what I mean? He will destroy the whole block. Oh yeah, see, I fixed it.
Or drug lies, isn't it?
Yep, go on, bro.
Verse 12, and it says, and the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw, but it was good.
It was good. So that's why the earth is just under bad management.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like it's all down onto Esau. You know what I mean? And that's why, you know what I mean, a new rulership has to be established.
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember in school, man, I remember, man, I was a kid in school, man. I used to think to myself, how comes everyone in my class can't eat peanuts? They have allergies. They
Yeah,
got
yeah,
this,
yeah,
they
yeah,
got
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I was like, I can't lie, man. When I was a kid, man, I used to feel left out. I used to say, Mom, so how come I can eat peanuts? Because everyone in the class, this one got this, they lactose, this, that. It's because they're fucking Esau. Man.
Right, because he tells parents to avoid certain foods
Yeah.
for their children, because that's what they found.
That if you expose them
Yeah,
earlier,
exactly.
they don't get that allergy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
It's the same way I used to be able to drink milk, but then I stopped drinking milk for a while, and then now when I drink milk, I'm hella phlegmy. I'm just like, I can't do it in the same way.
Esau for you, man. He's ruined everything. Yeah.
So of Isaiah 24:4, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languishes and fadeth away, the whole people of the earth do languish.
Yeah. It's like, and that's all levels. You know, the mindset of the people, the lifestyle, quality of life. Basically, everyone's depressed in this world because of Esau. You know what I mean? It's like there's the earth has no vigor, man. No vitalities in the earth.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, I mean, even from a testosterone standpoint,
Yeah, we cooked
they
out.
compared the testosterone to a man born in the 30s to a man born in the 90s, and the old grandpa had more teeth.
You know what's funny? Because right now, like there's an old car was like a 50s or whatever, Mustang, and then that's one of them older cars, and you can hear it's vibrant. But then you got the little
the other car
VW behind it, it's so quiet and stuff like that. You know, because that's it. Like in this world, being manly, right, is looked down upon. Condemned, it's condemned is the right.
Man, it's condemned, bro. They actually did that, bro. They actually compared the sperm count of a man up in age in his 30s and a man who was born in the 30s and a man sperm count in the 90s, and old pops had more teeth, man.
Yeah. So Esau's experiments is making things worse.
It's making it worse, man.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Now all of us inhabit this earth.
Yeah.
But who's defiling it? Esau.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, bro, like I always say, if you've destroyed the basic principles of life, then everything's fucked. Like, you know, people take your body's a temple as a joke, but your body is a temple, and it's like
Your house is.
that's it's your house.
Your house, you have more than stuff. Right?
Yeah, exactly. That's
loyalty.
That's it.
He'll tear it down.
Yeah. And it's like, to close up. But it's like, you know, people underestimate like food and its impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, on your mental state, your mindset. That's how the scripture says, like a cheerful soul has good care of his meat and his diet, man.
That's it.
You know? But according to Esau, you used his witchcraft. Again, high fructose corn syrup is linked to rage. They got studies on
and they know it.
They actually got studies on it.
There was another one that I saw as well going into prisons.
Yeah.
And basically one prison, I don't remember where, they changed the food and the violence in the prison went down.
But you know what's interesting about the fructose? You know how they know this? Because of bears. Bears when they're about to go into like hibernation, they have to eat and put on weight. But like a lot of the time, they're obviously eating berries and that, which has a natural fructose. So as they're gaining weight at a faster rate, like bears in that time are known to have a lot of rage.
Right.
So with high fructose corn syrup, you just engineer some shit that tastes good, is addictive, and makes people put on fat fast, and gives them rage.
Right.
That's why. So when you see even these fucking big Shirley KFC, he's jumping over the counter. Bitch, no hot sauce. Losing her mind and shit. It's because of the fucking chemicals in that, man. Go ahead, bro.
Finishing up.
Yeah, I mean, because they have transgressed the laws,
Yep.
changed the ordinance.
Yeah, he transgressed.
Mm.
It's funny. Sin is a transgression of the law, right?
Mm.
So Esau's a trans.
Yeah, trans everything.
He's trans everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's transgender. He transgresses.
Yeah.
He transgenic foods,
Yeah.
Transhumanism.
transhumanism.
Well, really,
yeah.
no, because that's
No,
not.
Esau's a tranny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but no, it's funny actually because it's all of these things that you're mentioning are things that are against the Most High.
He's trans.
Yeah.
I
He's
don't-
against the Most
you know,
High. Yeah.
Transplants.
Yeah.
Remember in school that book they used to give you
yeah.
exchange their pig's heart for human
Oh
heart.
yeah,
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 all
yeah,
that shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what? Well, that's the video, man. Esau's
Yeah.
a trans.
Trans.
Yeah.
Because he transgressed everything, bro. He's the man of sin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the mixing of fabric as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like linen, believe like it.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
power in it. I mean,
yeah. But the brother was talking about the study they did on the benefits of not mixing
Mixing, yeah.
fabric. You know, because if you have 100% cotton or linen,
Yeah.
it actually gives forth a healing vibration.
Vibration, yeah.
But when you mix them, it cancels it out.
Yeah. But if you want to buy 100% linen in the UK, forget about it. Oh, it's cooked out there. Did you finish? I got.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
change the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Mm.
Therefore, as the cast devour the earth.
Yeah, you see, because
Wow,
the people of the Lord's curse, the man of sin.
Right.
But this earth is impractical. Got people, shit, including me, scared to eat carbs, man. Oh shit, well, which obviously, you know what I mean. Everything is supposed to be balanced in it, but you're obviously supposed to have more, more protein, less carbs, and good fats and stuff. But according to, but again, even if you look at past history, most people's staple was
rice.
not rice, bread.
Right. Oh, so like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bread. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
You know, but no, I mean, rice is a grain, but like the university, because there's some parts of the world that don't necessarily have rice.
Yeah.
But bread was a staple, like in a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
Guess what? You think people, was getting fat? No, but the bread had the
right
vitamins, the
stuff.
nutrients, and the fiber,
Yeah.
which helps slow down the spike of sugar.
Yeah. And it was recent. Everything was recent with these
Yeah.
cities, right? It basically meant that you'll be eating something. Now, bro, New Zealand lamb, that was a big rage in the UK. Yeah, New Zealand lamb is a big rage. New Zealand lamb. That means it's been in a shipping container for like 2-3 months.
Wow.
We got sheep in Wales, and a lot of them.
Yeah, man, I seen them.
But New Zealand, that means you're waiting for lamb to come all the way from down there.
It's coming.
I believe they put them in the, like if a person died, they put some chemical to preserve.
Yeah, for
yeah,
farming, yeah.
For ram was well, it was-
Right.
And that's why Esau has to go.
That's the go.
Right?
And they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are banned, and few men left.
Yeah. So wanted to grab this. Obviously, I said bit of a misnomer, right? So I said in the UK, are seedless grapes really seedless, right? And they said great question, and the short answer is mostly yes, but not 100%. It says how they're made. It said they're not GMO, but they're the result of natural mutations that cause grapes to form tiny, and it's to keep on undeveloped seeds instead of hard ones, right? So it's like they got little seeds, but as was going into, they still can't be planted. You still can't get anything from them, which is not what the Most High intended when He made these things, man. Right? All for the convenience of, I don't, because what would they say? You would bite one, and then you may bite a grape, and it may hurt your teeth. So now all of the grapes have no seeds. Like, bro, just chew slowly.
That's it, man. Spit out the seeds.
You know what I'm saying? Spit out the seeds. It's like, what we actually doing
Yeah.
here?
And guess what? Like a lot of the time, if you look at the actual seeds, right, and what it's good for, it has many health
Yeah.
benefits. Like they say, watermelon seeds are good if you have kidney.
Mm.
They say vitamin C from lime, lemons are good for kidney stones. But guess what? Now, well, in Tesco, I saw it the other day. You got seedless limes and lemons now.
That's just pure lazy.
What the fuck?
Sorry, but I mean, those like it's marketed to the people for convenience, i.e., pulling at people's laziness. But really, it's Esau taking control of the farming.
Yeah.
But really, it's Esau that makes it a problem.
Yeah.
Because if you have an orange with seeds, all right, it's an orange that's got seeds. No one's gonna bat it either. So why do you have to bring the option of seedless? You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If you have a lime that has seeds in it, you just like, all right, I'm gonna take out the seeds. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But Esau had to make another invention of seedless shit, which comes out, it fucking harms you.
Yeah. So it says so I'll ask on a continuing question. It says what are the benefits of grape seeds? It says it's got antioxidants, healthy fatty acids, vitamin E. It says powerful antioxidants. Grapeseed extract is rich in polyphenols that help neutralize free radicals, cancer. So that's cancer, right? With free radicals.
Going to
Okay. So studies show it can. Yeah. Studies show it can. Well, we'll forget cancer, but it says it can show reduce oxidative stress, which is linked to aging, inflammation, and chronic disease. Cardiovascular support may help lower blood pressure, improve blood vessel elasticity.
It was good.
Yeah.
The scripture says herbs for the service of man. You know them ones, Benjamin. Herbs for the service of man. But
So we can grab that as well.
No.
Yeah. Those are Psalms. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, everything was in it. If left, just leave it alone. If everything was just left alone to be, everyone would be experiencing the benefit. You know?
I just saw. It says possible downsides. Whole grape seeds are hard.
That's Esau for you, man.
Which proves it's artificial. I doom you.
Yeah.
It proves it's artificial, bro. And the thing is, it's in bold, you know. A whole grape seed's hard is in bold.
Fucking crush it up, bro. Fucking Esau.
At the end of the day, when you eat your food, I mean, you don't eat the seed.
Yeah, spit it out.
That's how it's supposed to.
But guess what? If by chance you do, I mean, look, you know what I mean? What's cool, man? Ain't gonna take you out.
Yeah, but even apple seeds, they got a small amount of cyanide in them, which is that small amount is iron.
Yeah.
Bro, if it's that deep, just use a ninja blender, man. Drink the juice, bro.
Go on.
This is the book of Psalms 104:4. He causes the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man.
Grass to go for the cattle. Even that's something that people, they actually don't even think about. Cows are just supposed to eat just grass. Like, but what Esau does, he actually feeds them grains and corn and other things that isn't
natural,
inherently a part of their diet.
Yeah.
And then it leads to them fucking growing fat, growing cancer, and then that impacts the meat when it comes out.
Yeah. I remember, and it goes to show how Esau is the devil. I've got the name. I think it's like cannulated or something, where basically it's put a window in the side of the cow, so that they can look in. And guess what they found? They found that cows aren't supposed to be eating corn.
Yeah. Even chickens as well. Chickens actually need like pasture because they also eat worms and bugs.
Yeah, well. It's important, because they're multi-services.
Yeah, because chickens are not like they're like
domestic use.
No. What's the word they use when you eat veggies and
omnivores?
Yeah. Chickens are that, but sometimes they're just kept in cages and just fed corn and grains to just get fat fast.
But
which impacts the food.
Yeah, but I was the same reason I was saying they've got domestic benefit because you're talking about, so there'll be a reason.
Oh yeah.
because the Most High is designed them to be able to do so. That means there are places where if you did have, like for instance, what you saw with the wolves,
Yeah.
I forgot which place it was, but they killed all the wolves in a particular place.
And then everything was out of balance.
Everything was out of balance.
Well,
Snake as well.
Ecosystem.
Snakes,
Snake as
yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
well, even goats. There's like people that have services where they'll just bring like 15 goats to like cut your grass, and all the goats will just eat your grass, and before you know it, it's basically like a level lawn.
Yeah, Clarkson's farm went into that as well because there was like a little, there was like bramble.
Yeah.
And it was like bramble that I was like, yeah, it's gonna be hard getting through this. And I was like, all right, let's get some goats.
Yeah.
Because the goats would just chew the whole thing up.
Chew it up.
I got this. So Sirach 38 says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him. For the Lord hath created it. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. Right, which is why ultimately we take the herbs, we pray over the herbs. You know, that it does what we hope for it to
Yeah.
do.
And it's important when we use the herbs and use the remedies like fasting as well. That's a very good remedy for most problems. That we're patient, because you know Esau has the microwave mindset of just take this pill back. And that's it. It's fixed in 2 minutes. Nah, the Lord with everything. If you read throughout scriptures, that the Lord deals with patience and long suffering. You know, time taking. You know, time working its magic, man.
Like planting doesn't take a day. I mean, 1 day to just grow up.
Yeah. A plant doesn't become a tree in a day.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, the time for that is gonna come later.
And it's interesting because you had on the Georgia Guidestones to maintain population with perfect balance in nature. Well, guess what? Perfect balance in nature is going to come in the kingdom. And guess what? The population of Esau is going to be decreased.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
zero.
Yes.
To a nothing in perfect balance of nature.
Yeah, that's the perfect
You know what I
balance.
mean?
Yeah, that's the perfect balance.
Because it's like perfect balance. Scripture says, "Be fruitful and multiply." Because once again, the apostle was going into that. It's like there was a chick was basically saying, "Oh, you know, if you ain't got money right now and you got one, don't have two." Right? If you got two, don't have three, don't have any. The Most High, Apostle Tahar was like, look, man, that's not what the Most High said. The Most High said, be fruitful and multiply, man. You know, but in this world, it's just a thing of Esau's taking away the idea of community, in quotes, right? You know, I know we don't really like that word, but it's just like, right, and that's why this thing of ours, because this is the only true togetherness in the world, right? Because when all is said and done, right, and you know, let's say this brother's like, look, man, I need some bread. I'm like, hey, man, here's some bread, and I'm like, bro, you got that wine? He'll be like, you know what?
Fair
You know I
trade.
don't drink. Here you go, brother. Right? Hey, you know, someone say, hey, come over, man. That's cool. These people in the world, and we're starting to see as these things are starting to break down. Yo, these people ain't got no one. They're fruit. They're hurt out here. You know. So, hey, Kala ya Bashina Shafu, we have this brotherhood, man.
So it's gonna go down, man.
That's right.
All right. So with that, have you got any last scripture?
I'll just finish these last verses. Says Sirach 38:3, the skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord Yahweh hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Yeah, man. You know, there's many medicines in the earth, right? But obviously, anytime it's used, you know, obviously we have to pray to the Lord that it does work. That kind of activates it, you know? You know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, man. Hey, you know, with that, you know, we're gonna say a praise be to
Yahweh, Hashem, Hashai, Hashem, Kadash.
Love on us, the apostles,